herding of cats has begun. So how old is this kid you're playing, Mac?
Oh, he's legally an adult.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. We're going to have some fun with that.
I'd say he's 19, 20, somewhere in that range.
I bet he's older than my character.
He probably can't legally drink, but that probably doesn't stop him. He doesn't live in a world that has, what's the word I'm looking for? Consequences?
Yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you see? How's
Hello.
it going?
Oh, all right.
We were talking about consequences, or the lack thereof.
I got you. And I feel like that for Martin Keegan's sake, given he's from a completely different generation and a complete lack of a PC sensibility, we'll have to rate tonight's game above PG.
That's what the editing's for, man. Don't worry about it.
Precisely. But I'm just saying, to fully embrace Martin Keegan, he's an asshole. He's seen some next level shit, and he's just bitter and old and don't care anymore. I mean, he's 70-something years old, and he'd rather shoot first and ask questions later. And so there says, whatever God you came from, you can go back to. You know, so.
That'll be fun. Justice has a tattoo in the shape of an AK-47 out of the letters of the word regulate.
Yeah. It's just great that you want to be a hot dog vendor. I have an informant who's a hot dog vendor. This is great. I've played Martin so long. He's the one character I've got down.
I thought
It's
Justice
actually
would
been
be
a bit of a wonder to watch C play Martin. Just sit back and let's let this movie roll. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Speaking of movie roles, I thought the hook for Justin could be really simple. Whatever movie role he's got, he's literally just been told he's got it coming up, and he's doing whatever he thinks he can to prepare for the role. So if it can be as easy as he's playing a hot dog stand operator in the next Martin Scorsese movie, and he's aiming for an EGOT, so he's gonna learn to run a hot dog stand if he has to.
There you go. You run that by Peg. I'm sure he'll incorporate that. He loves
whatever's easy.
Now, Peg's notorious for showing up right dead on time, so we've got a few minutes just to wrap.
Yeah. And in any case, and as for incorporation, we're all easy. It's not going to be a problem. And Peg is particularly flexible when it comes to that sort of thing. So shouldn't be a problem. If you don't want to do the hot dog stand, you could be doing something else, and you park in Martin's parking spot, and then that leads to a bit of drama. Not with Martin, but with his car.
The car is haunted. He came back from Vietnam with a letter from his buddy who got killed to deliver to his mother. His mother says, wait a minute. She disappears back in the house and comes out and gives him a set of keys, says it's out back. He walks around, finds a brand new, or it's about a year old, 72 Chevelle.
But brand new condition.
Yeah. And he gets in it and sits down and just wonders about what just happened, looks in the passenger seat, and his buddy's sitting there going, let's go. The car's haunted. It's not very prominent, but every once in a while it'll do something on its own. So it's interesting. But it's showing 50 years of wear and tear. It's real battered up. This guy's Columbo. He looks real disheveled, but he's maxed out and investigating points and things. So he looks harmless, but he's actually very good at what he does. So he's been a fun character to play. And he has a distinct addiction to chili dogs.
So good taste.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
And I'm the talking dog.
Right. Who doesn't talk? Yeah. I don't think so.
I thought
there's
probably been at least one occasion that he had.
Maybe once or twice, but the thing is he was driving. He wasn't exactly sure where that came from. Maybe.
He's had discussions at the bookstore.
Yeah.
He hasn't talked. He doesn't do a lot of talking around other people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the bookstore thing would have come up like he's there reading and he asked somebody, hey, would you turn the page?
Hey, can you reach this off his shelf for me?
I need a word for a showgirl / Bart, someone who is an Old West entertainer, but it has to be non-gendered. So I can't use showgirl or showman.
Charlatan.
That's the first thing that come to mind to me too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that hasn't that. Yes,
A
that's
negative
technically true.
connotation, yes.
But it's got the I'm a con man connotation, right? Like it's up there with like huckster, which I can't use because Deadlands has.
You could probably still
Hi,
use
kitty.
bard. You know,
Yeah,
it would probably
your
feel
cat's
fine.
climbing the walls there, man. Look at that.
Maybe there's another word for bard. Balladeer.
That's what he actually called
Minstrel.
Waylon Jennings as he did the narration for the Dukes of Hazzard. They called him the Balladeer.
Troubadour.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
With a balladeer would work, but it's not necessarily a singer.
Right. What are you doing over there?
Climbing the wall. There's obviously a mouse up there.
It's a ghost.
It's actually a wood carving of a dragon.
She will slay it and take its hoard of tuna.
We have 5 around here. She's one of the newest.
Yeah, we wouldn't even see her if we were there in person. She just went
She
high.
might disappear. You know.
Yeah.
Grindle's actually gotten more social since you were here last. Not much,
That's good to know. That's good to know.
but somewhat.
Well, Pavarotti is sleeping over there still. You were aware that he had some health issues going on.
Yeah.
And that's much improved, but he's still in the habit of just kind of curling up and sleeping on the thing over here for 14 hours. I know that's a cat thing, but this is unusual for him. He likes to sleep outside.
It's probably still deathly hot out there.
It is. It's miserably hot.
So I'm sure that he's taken to a little bit better life support in the house.
Yeah. And the funny thing is about that, I've tried a variety of different ways to make him comfortable. Here's a pillow, here's some folded blankets and stuff like that. He hates all of it. So the only thing he'll sleep in is if I discovered this a couple of weeks ago, is laundry. The only thing he wants to sleep in is laundry. And it's okay. All right, that's fine. I'll set you aside a little spot for that. But crazy. He seems to love laundry.
It's okay. I think it's a cat thing. Willow's the same way.
Yeah.
I only ventured out for lunch and for dinner and got lunch, and I went and picked up pizza. That's about all the outside we've done today.
Don't blame you. It cools down a bit. I hope to do cookouts and stuff like that, but it's just miserable.
I'm going to have a Saturday to burn off that brush pile where that guy cleaned out the bench row. I'm waiting on a cooler day for that.
Hey, have you actually fired up that grill that you assembled the other day? And had enough?
A new one? Oh, yeah.
Cool. All right. So how goes Near World Neff?
Not bad. How y'all?
All right.
Yeah, can't complain. Hanging in there. We were looking for another word for bard, minstrel.
I think
dancer.
I've just settled on entertainer is the way to have to do it.
Scald.
It's an old west. Yeah, so I went through the math,
Howdy, Steven.
and they used to just call them traveling entertainers. So entertainer it is.
Piano.
Piano man.
I'm going to have that playing in my head all night, I think. Oh, yeah. So, Steven, how's it going? You have prepared oh, you're muted, I think. We can't hear you.
Hello.
Hey,
I
Art.
was engrossed in a book.
Ooh, what book?
TV Guide.
Time magazine from '68.
Yeah.
There you go. Robert Kennedy in the cover there.
Yeah, that's all in the news right now. They're talking about releasing Sirhan.
That's right. Yeah. That's what came to mind. So what book, Stephen? Or do you not want to tell us as well?
Esper.
Esper.
It's young adult fiction. She's an EK and he's a TK and
Okay, I get TK with EK.
electrokinetic.
Oh, okay. I think of electroencephalogram, but that's not exactly the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah. Just with the probes. Yeah.
I remember
Okay, so
science.
that's along the same lines as the last book series. No, it's not. No, the last book series was everybody changing into critters. That was the last one you read.
Let's see. Where is?
So you seem to have a new background for every occasion there. You've managed. Yeah. I remember seeing that graphic before.
I just meshed them together.
I'm looking forward to doing something similar when I get the new machine built up. I got enough video power to pull it off. Steven's inspired me.
Yeah, it looks good. You've done a good job with those.
Now I put the solid state drive and the RAM on order this morning, so
Cool.
the next couple of weeks we can get it built up.
Yeah, I
When
think.
I buy, it doesn't help my memory.
What?
I have no problem accessing randomly. It's deep storage I have trouble with. So that's where my handle comes from. Is our Star Wars game. Is I was in charge of a quadrant of the galaxy's supply and logistics for the rebels. So
Nice.
that's where Q3 supply comes from. So I always have a fascination over the logistics of stuff like that.
Oh, it's not. Thankfully, it's not too complicated. The hard part is you're putting them on these giant slow boats from China. Some of them, they're building one now. One of their shipping companies has decided, fuck it, let's make a boat that's 3 miles long.
Yeah. Wow.
No joke. It's just a cargo ship that's 3 miles long. Because once you get these things going, if there's fair weather and you know where the currents are, they take almost no fuel. You can just slowly push them along the ocean. It's maybe 50 times the fuel of a diesel truck, but
it's not fair to say no fuel, but it's highly efficient. Yeah, when it comes to the fuel.
It's highly efficient, right? Yeah, I say no fuel, but it's a ton of fuel. Literally tons of fuel. It's just one of those things where it ends up being so cheap to ship things. It's so cheap to ship from China in some situations that I know companies that instead of warehousing their stuff will ship it from China, then pay for the return shipment because that's even cheaper, and then they'll just ship it back a third time. Like they'll just ship it back and forth rather than pay for warehousing in America.
Just let it ride.
Which, environmentally speaking, is just awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I always harp on when I talk about how crazy it is that we ship things from China all the way to this side of the world rather than making them here. Because I'm like, how can it be more effective to ship nails?
Even crazier is the train system. Like, even with all the boats, the fuel costs are so efficient that it's not a big deal. What's nuts is here in the States, we use 18-wheelers for everything. Like, we should be using trains. You know, nothing against the 18-wheeler. We need them, but 18-wheelers should be taking things from our myriad of train distribution centers to locations, right? We shouldn't be shipping everything cross-country in 18-wheelers. We should be shipping it cross-country in trains. We do a lot of it in trains, but not nearly enough.
That's interesting you brought that up, too, because locally to where Matt and them live, there used to be a railroad system through there, but the locals apparently voted it out because for two reasons. It brought a unwelcome type of person to the town because of all the people riding on the trains. What was the terminology they used? It was like the hobos that rode the rails and stuff. They didn't want them going through their town.
That's happened in places, but the major reason was the local industry. Local industry was the reason for having that branch line. And they just didn't need it anymore because guess what? They were actually using 18-wheelers for their shipping.
That was the second part. There was like someone in charge in the government had a brother or something that had a trucking line.
Oh, that's really what it was.
Yeah, and everybody wonders why all the industry's dried up here because there's no way to get product in here. We don't have direct interstate access. It's 15 miles away to the nearest exit.
Yeah, you have to be on an artery of some sort in order to have that sort of access and success.
Yeah, we definitely should be investing in train infrastructure. Trains are who doesn't like trains? Trains are just cool. But yeah,
I really like to live in a city that had public transit. Like maybe it was even designed to only have public transit.
Your options are New York and somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
Like,
and China, actually, because
China,
pretty much all new major cities built in China
well,
are
the
built
auto industry. the auto industry does not want to do that. They do not want to change the way they do business, because no one wants to change the way they do business. That's that's how money has to get spent, and they don't want to spend money.
I think you're right, but also I would point out that it has a lot to do with the culture of the states. We're highly individualistic.
That is also very true. We don't want to take mass transit. That feels, we've got it in our head, that's a sign of failure and weakness.
Oh
in
yeah.
in some weird way.
The trolleys in San Francisco were bought up by oil companies and decommissioned.
Yep.
So that people would buy gas instead of riding the trolleys.
And tires and engine repair and yeah.
Okay, so there are multiple factors to be sure, but yeah, culturally we're just not there.
Yeah, it's a sign of prestige and status to have a fancy car.
It is.
Well, we're all very
yeah.
residual Calvinists. For those of you familiar with John Calvin, he had a really influential sermon back in Puritan times that basically boiled down to we are all but spiders dangling from a thread by God's hand, and only by his mercy do we not plummet into the pits of hell. And basically what this sermon laid out was that we were predestined to go to heaven or hell, that God could see the future, and so we were completely predestined. And the only thing we as human beings could do was to watch our neighbors to see if they were better people than us, to tell if we were going to heaven or hell. So all across America, we got this culture very early on of looking at your neighbors, seeing what they're doing, judging yourself by their status, and that sort of thing. And it's just messed with us as a culture ever since. We were just built on those original Puritan beliefs, even in the secular world.
Howdy, Mr. Peg.
Evening.
Greetings.
So how goes today?
Oh, where do I begin? So this whole week has just been work schedule wise, but on top of that, my youngest son has really bad acid reflux. And I get a call like, hey, he's saying his stomach really hurts. He's thrown up. I'm like, okay, I'm 2 hours away, so I can't really do anything about it, but just keep me posted. And over, he's saying his stomach really hurts. I'm like, well, let me know if it stops hurting suddenly or it moves, because that's appendicitis. And eventually it stopped. After the next day, he said it didn't hurt anymore. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Now he's got pink eye. So it's just like,
one thing after another.
Like,
I had really bad acid reflux as a kid too. It turns out I just had I was just mildly lactose intolerant. Who knew?
And see, our oldest son, he's lactose intolerant, so we have all the soy or lactose-free milk. So maybe
it's not that, unless he had
it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's that.
And he
Damn you, Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
That's funnier if it wasn't true. Dairy Queen will get me every time.
It's that soft serve. It's not really ice cream.
Look, I'm a diabetic with mild lactose intolerance, and I will. You show me a Dairy Queen, I will pull over.
Yeah, his acid reflux was so bad. He'd throw up every night. He'd just wake up and just spew. And we put a trash can like on his bed, and we're like, okay, so when you wake up to it, just immediately trash can. He's okay, and just threw up on the trash can. Even he's 7, so it's one of those like, what can you do? It's not like we can put a baby monitor in his room. Oh, he's about to throw up and run. But he's on a medication that he takes in the morning and in the evening to prevent it from happening, because he threw up at school. And they're like, oh my God, he can't come in until he can get a negative COVID test. I'm like, just because he threw up?
COVID doesn't cause vomiting.
Well, because
on the symptoms list.
It actually is. It is.
Okay.
It's on the symptom list. Just about everything. Just about everything you could ever get from the flu is on there.
In the winter, I rode my tricycle in the rain to the doctor's office. So I'm out there in the rain on my tricycle. They say, and I call in and say, okay, I'm out here. She goes, do you have anything like this? I've got a stuffy nose. She goes, you got to wait out there. Doctor comes out. Sorry about that. Your nose with a stuffy nose. I have allergies. I always have a stuffy nose.
Yeah.
Talk about
I was at the doctor's office, and they're like, "Do you have any aches and pains?" I'm like, "I'm 40, of course." Like everything
where do I
hurts a little
begin?
all the time. What? Yeah.
you talk about a
woke
kid
up.
throwing up. I do have a brief story about that. And just one of my earliest memories when I was a very small kid. I was at some sort of preschool, and apparently I was sick. And the memory was that the adult keeper comes in with a little plastic thing and says, "If you need to throw up, use this." Well, I didn't know what they meant, so when they left, I just started throwing the thing up in the air. It's like I played with it. I didn't know, but yeah.
Sounds like you had it figured out.
Yeah, it's everything's being reactive instead of proactive because he threw up. This was like prior to the stomach ache stuff. So he was already out of school for that. And when I was in line to pick him up at the front office, the nurse was bringing them out one at a time. So he wasn't the only kid. And one girl, nurse brings her out to her mom and says, "Yeah, she was saying she has trouble breathing. So you're going to have to get a negative COVID test to the doctor." And the mom said, "She has." It was like,
You
we're
have
still
that in
waiting on
her
it.
file. You're the school.
I know
Yeah.
it's the same with him. It's, hey, he's got really bad acid reflux. And so this has been ongoing, but we sent a form to the school because it's a medication he's prescribed. And it's the same thing with his older sister. She has cerebral palsy and cysts on her brain. She's prone to seizures. And we give her medication in the morning and at night. And we always tell the schools, hey, just so you know, like, she cannot use her left arm. You have to be very specific with her when you talk to her because she can easily get agitated and it's just a snowball effect. And the teacher's like, oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, we'd always get calls like she threw a fit and she picked up a desk and threw it into the hallway. I'm like, no, she didn't. I can see her flipping a desk, yes, but she did not pick up one of those desks and just Hulk throw that into the hallway. I know for a fact she didn't because she's only got one arm that's working. No, it's just like, oh, it was just such a hassle. And my wife would be at the meetings because an IEP meeting trying to get her like social education or a tutor. She's high functioning. I'm like, she may be high functioning, but you can't treat her like a
High
typical
functioning doesn't
student.
mean that her condition is something that she can just manage. She's a
Exactly.
kid, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
None of us could manage our emotions or our problems when we were kids.
I
I'm an
know.
adult and I barely do it.
I know. And it was one of those things that was so annoying because it was just like, just work with us here. And it's no, that's just how, if you don't fit the check, that you don't fill in all the boxes, you can't get that. You're treated like everyone else. It's just, looks like we're having another same go with the schools on this point. It's just, unfortunately, it's the backdrop's COVID and everyone's being reactive instead of proactive. I feel like a kid
they'd rather
sneezed.
be unreasonable now and ask for your forgiveness later than try and be reasonable.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
From the get-go. Yeah.
It's like the plague. Someone sneezes, like.
But having worked in schools, and I think Stephen can speak to this as well, is there are really three things going on. And number one is the almighty dollar. The budget is so limited when it comes to IEP, special education, and such like that, that they're very restrictive. Number two is personality. As you say, there's a stereotype for what is a disabled child. And number three are often the parents. A lot of parents go in there just wanting the world for their kid, and school can't afford it because of 1 and 2. So yeah, there is a pattern here.
Yeah,
I also know quite a few parents who are problematic in that their child can never do anything wrong, and they're always putting pressure on the teacher to.
But that doesn't mean that
other students' attention. And
from the parent's perspective, in Peg's case, I think he's perfectly justified.
Oh yeah, no, I meant there's also other. I meant more. There was other parents that are upset that it's like that parent who complains that one of the other kids in class has a peanut allergy, and that means none of the kids can have peanut butter this year. There's always that one parent who feels like that's somehow an imposition on their freedoms, when instead it's, how about we all just come together and not kill a kid?
Yeah, there's that too. Absolutely.
And the problem that we've always had is just because they always go, it's her behavior. It's like, you're not wrong. It kind of is her behavior because she has things wrong with her. She has cysts in her brain. She literally will just go off. Even at home, it's not just here. It's not like she hates y'all. Like, she does it to us just over homework. And she's gotten better over time because of physical therapy and occupational therapy. Believe us, we're trying to do stuff. It's always just meet us halfway. It's always like that's asking too much. But what do I know? I've never worked in the school system. I've never had to do that. So it's who am I to judge?
I mean, you're a parent.
Well, if it makes you feel, yeah, you're a parent. If it
That's who
makes you
you are to
feel any better,
judge.
from the other side, I've seen so many special ed teachers fed up with the system. It's not funny.
That's true. A lot
So, yeah.
of the teachers are just doing the best they can do, and it's rough it's just as rough for them as it is for the student and the parents.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in the judge lest I get judged motto.
Yeah. I try and always look at it with teachers and stuff like that. With the school, I'm bringing my child here. I'm expecting my child to act the right way, and I'm trusting what you're telling me. And the first couple of times, we're like, sorry about that. Let us explain. But it's almost like it just went in one ear out the other because she's functioning. So it's one of those. She should know better. Was like, she does, but you don't get it.
Knowing better and acting on that are completely different. I say from my own life. I know I shouldn't drink another Monster Energy drink today. Does that mean I'm gonna have a glass of water instead? Probably not.
You've reminded me of a fellow I used to work with, a programming gig I did. He was ex-military, and he would walk in every day with a Monster drink about this tall. You can't even see both my hands. It was like a foot tall. I'm like, what in the world are you doing, man? And he
I know those
managed to
very
get
well.
through. And he
Yeah,
managed
those
to
are the
get through the
best.
whole day. He managed to get
I've
through the
got-
whole day without going to hit at all. I was just like, you're acclimated to it. And he said, yeah.
I got 2 of those on my desk.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I would drink the normal greens, 2 of those a day, just like toof, drain it, shuck it.
That's exactly what would happen. You say, hey, it's there, it's gone, work. And it's, wow. I managed to go through 6 to 12 of these a day, but I do it slowly.
Yeah, it took me forever to cut down to just the normal cans.
They say Voltaire used to drink 72 cups of coffee a day. If it works for Voltaire, it's got to work for me.
You've heard of survivorship bias? Just because somebody's immune to a poison doesn't mean you will be. Yeah.
Just because it worked for Voltaire doesn't mean it'll work for me.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're ready to order our hot dogs now.
Yep. So, recap. So, to fill in Mac, so the setting is modern day San Francisco, and was following a man named Martin Keegan, Vietnam veteran, now a private eye who deals with the supernatural, and other cast of characters met him through him being pulled back into the investigative scene. So
Right, it's all Keegan's fault.
yeah, you all chose to go into the Chinese restaurant. So everyone's
Really, they brought this on themselves.
pretty much, it was almost like fate pulled them all in to have a General Chow's chicken at the same time and got pulled in. Yeah, so Mr. Keegan was hired by a vampire club owner by the name of Ezekiel, who said that there was an attack on the club. He goes, it's a bloodbath. Don't know who did it. So he's trying to figure this out. There's a teacher at the restaurant by the name of Hayden Shaw, who, let's just say, somewhere down the line, ancestor was a full-blown dragon. So he kind of somehow gets thrust into this just by overhearing Mr. Keegan talking to the police. He just happened to be outside because he had some trouble making kids try and beat him up. So he's just passed. Yeah, so he just happened to hear it and is like, oh, just insert myself here. Max is a very powerful magician from a guild, and she inserted herself when they're at their bookstore. She just walks in trying to buy a book and says, "Oh, a mystery. I love those." Ark is a talking dog. He was born that way. That was not done to him magically. He was born a talking dog, and he runs IT tech support. And he came in trying to skimp food off Mr. Shaw. And Mr. Shaw was the first to realize that the dog can talk. And everyone now knows it, but at first everyone thought that Mr. Shaw was crazy. The running gag about the hot dog stand is that Keegan always goes to a chili dog vendor for just word on the streets. The character Bob right here is a magic cat. He too talks and is actually a guardian of a mystical place that is called the Street of Many Things. And there's always an entrance popping up around the world. It moves. And he's the guardian of the portal in San Francisco. So a little down and dirty of who everyone is, but everyone's been trying to figure out. The puzzle pieces keep, falling into place on what went on in the club, because the head vampire of San Francisco got assassinated, and Max actually witnessed it. Things have been coming after them in a sense to silence her, one of whom is a vampire juggernaut by the name of Gabriel, who he and Mr. Shaw have kind of their own thing. Every time they meet, it's always something.
You have Gabriel's theme music handy?
Actually, I think I do. Hold on.
All right. That the first time we did this was great.
Just a stare. Yeah.
The classic.
But every time they lock eyes,
Is that the fight music?
That is the from Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Star Trek?
Yeah.
It's the Ironside.
Oh yeah, from Kill Bill. That's right.
Yes, Ironside.
There's a very similar fight music in the original Star Trek series. Whenever Kirk and them are fighting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's been one of the many shticks that's been reoccurring in this game.
I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah, the battle with Gorn.
I hope I'm gonna miss him anyway.
Yeah, you hope you killed him.
That's right. We dropped the vehicle on him. Seriously.
Yeah, there was a car chase shootout, and they put a grenade in Ark's mouth and told him to go put it underneath the car. And they popped it up, and it landed on Gabriel and trapped him. Mr. Shaw, I can't remember how many times he breathed fire on him. I think it was
Enough.
It was like 5. Wow. They're watching him burn, and Keegan limps over there with a shotgun, just goes, that'll get him.
So yeah,
But
of course he's gonna show up again. Yeah, he's a vampire, so yeah. They'll be pissed off every time he gets madder and madder.
Exactly. That's why the Ironside theme is fitting. But the group also in between dodging assassination attempts and trying to unravel this mystery of why the head vampire was murdered, they found that one of her the lieutenant that murdered her, his name is Belial. They know this. They've seen him. He's been working out a deal with people from Vegas, and he is not a nice guy. Keegan is trying.
Are you telling me that a vampire isn't nice?
I know, right? The times we live in.
This is the world coming to.
I know.
I have known some nice vampires. He was a little bit crazy. He'd always run around wearing a t-shirt that says "Give Blood," but his name was Adam Sticks, and he was legitimately insane. But he was nice.
Yeah. So right now, the group was notified that basically the top brass of vampires were sending a representative to basically figure out who needed to be axed and who was going to be promoted to the new prince of the city, so life can resume normal, because San Francisco currently right now is locked down for the violent crimes.
Even the mortal world, or are we just talking about
in the mortal world? No, okay. Yeah. So
aspirations.
Yep. What do we mean by locked down? Yeah, exactly.
Right now,
am I trapped in the city?
Yes, as of now,
okay.
You would be. They were trying to hold off as long as they could. Everything's fine. Ignore me. Don't worry. Live your normal life. But the violence incidents have been happening at night more and more frequently, and so just to prevent innocents from getting hurt, and to prevent the representative for the head clan from, anything bad happening, they've just locked everything down. So it's mainly because this VIP is coming in. And you'll probably hear on the news it was a gas leak or something. There's always a cover-up.
There's always a cover-up. Okay.
Always a cover-up. So right now, very bad gas leak was found so-and-so, and the city's been locked down.
Radiation leak, very bad, but let's give it a minute to get locked down. How are you?
Yeah.
How are you? Yes.
And now for sports. That's happening, and right now, Keegan was talking to his mentor, trying to find his picture, Master Fu Lin, to get basically to try and find out a way to open portals for travel. Keegan and Fu Lin have a history because they closed portals, basically portals to hell, throughout the city. So now they're trying to build a device.
Yeah, we're good at closing them. We're not real good at opening them.
Yeah, so right now they're trying to build a device, almost like a portal gun, almost like a portal gloves, to try and do this. So that's where they're all at as of now. You could probably hear them talking about this outside of the bookstore while you're talking to the hot dog stand guy.
That was what I wanted to check with you on. My simplest idea was my character's researching a role because he's definitely chasing an EGOT. And whatever gets me connected to the players and tagging along with them, whether they like it or not, can just be my role. So whatever fits easily into the story. It's not like I choose my roles. I got an agent for that.
So he's a ghost whisperer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait, those are real? Yeah. Oh, okay. I should go learn about that stuff.
So actually, through word of mouth, you hear of this Chinese restaurant called the Boiling Shrimp in Chinatown, because there happens to be a private eye office attached to it. And they always say you can either catch him in the restaurant or in the cult bookstore by the name of Wherein. His office is on top, but you will always find him there, Keegan's private eye. People in the police department have said, oh, yeah, go talk to him. He'll tell you stories. He's retired. He'll talk to you. And that's, yeah. So you went to the Chinese restaurant and you asked about him, and the waitress there, she's like, oh, he's not here right now. He's probably at the bookstore. So that's where you find yourself, is outside their bookstore. There's a hot dog vendor and a big orange cat just hanging out outside. And you can see through the windows that there are people inside this bookstore.
Is it open for business, or is it I walk in, or is it technically closed at the moment?
So right now they don't really have a sign. They have the operating hours, but it would be within open time for business.
And then I'm just walking in. I own the place. Just strolling on in and start looking at books. And
well, I guess then probably what you're hearing, the conversation is along the lines of, Keegan, he damn well better be dead. Are you sure that shotgun blast to the head took care of him?
So you don't.
That's what I'm carrying for.
So you don't just hear that. You also hear, hey, you want to talk about high-tech weaponry, guys? I just made this new shotgun that can shoot wooden stakes. Oh, hello.
Why are stakes better than bullets?
Start with that before you get into bullets with vampires.
So
isn't that just a crossbow?
Crossbows are too slow. We need something a little bit more repeating.
His aura look like?
I'd say you see a good neutral aura.
What have I got myself into very quickly?
Yeah.
I'm actually quite selfless. I've got the selflessness thing going.
Okay.
Yeah.
And given this kid was recently on a Disney TV show, does the teacher recognize him?
I have reputation millennials and possibly their parents.
And teachers?
So Matt, do a perception check. Let's see if you actually do.
All right.
This is
and neutral aura. That's also good to know.
So we'll say you recognize that he is someone famous. You just can't pin it down. Is that the kid that does the dance or the show or?
That's what he'd say. Wait, you're that kid that's on that show, aren't you?
I was. Oh, not that one, man. I wish their residuals are way better than mine. They didn't have to do any of their own voiceover work. Those guys had the life.
Wait a minute. Wizards of Waverly Place. You a wizard? We could really use one right now.
And I don't think he's on that sort of show. Hold on.
We had a crossover episode. I was on Alaka Maxwell. My parents had the curio shop, and if I put on Fred Astaire shoes, I could dance like Fred Astaire. If I had Bruce Lee's nunchucks, I could fight like Bruce Lee. It was one of those.
You still got them?
Is that a thing?
Like, I had to learn all of that on my own. They never even gave us time. It was like maybe a day or two. No, they didn't let me keep any of the props. I kept one. Wasn't supposed to. They didn't notice when. Well, anyway, we do it. Everyone gets to keep one.
The ruby slippers were just your size.
I hold out my hand to shake. I'm Justice.
Bet. Yeah, I bet.
The guys down at the precinct said you were the fellows to talk to about shadowing some detectives.
Well, we're shadow detectives, so I guess that makes sense.
Oh boy.
What's the difference?
Light and shadow.
A lot of sitting in cars.
So the guy over here in the corner is like, yeah, and these are all props. Don't worry about everything on the table.
Yeah, I did.
These are all just props.
My 16 U.S. government. I really didn't.
We double
They're all
as an
props. Just don't
airsoft
touch
shop.
any of them.
Yeah,
Times are tough.
things are tough all over. Yeah.
Yeah. Come back over here in the ingredients section.
I'm just going to start following these guys around like they've okayed this until they tell me to stop.
Hey, I'm all about having an extra shield helper.
Did you bring food?
I pull out my phone. I mean, always.
We got sources right outside the door. Come on. I got to support my help.
Your first lesson is like, come on, kid, you want to learn how to be a private eye.
I'm going to order hot dogs from the hot dog stand right outside using Uber Eats.
Okay, so
That might get him escorted out.
okay, so he's on his phone and he's doing that, and you actually hear her outside. You fucking kidding me? I'm right here. You see him walk.
I'm supposed to deliver this to my own address? What's the deal?
He looks in. Do you want me to just push the cart in here?
I didn't want to skip the driver's fee. That wouldn't be fair.
I'm right here. Why would you need a driver?
I mean,
Briar, get out of the bag.
what do we get? What am I?
Yeah, let's get out of the bag. Give me a second.
I can't go get my own food. That'd be rude.
And he just goes, all right.
Good grief. So I bring a sack of wieners in here. We don't need that.
So here, you're getting the updates. We'll just say, you get a text. Chad's on his way.
Yeah. A minute later, door opens.
And literally, that's what happens is you hear a car pull up, a door open, door closes, car starts up again, literally pulls up like 5 feet, door opens. Uber Eats.
Like, how's that even work anyway?
Oh, it's real simple. You put in the order, and then it tells somebody else who's a driver to go get the food, and then they bring it to you.
Martin reaches his pocket, pulls out his flip phone, and goes, yeah, okay.
App.
I don't know if they've got an app for that.
They keep telling me that.
They do. It's the magnet on his refrigerator. Just dial that number.
This time, just as you bring all the food up, and this cat follows you in and gets on a pile of books, says, "Oh, smell good. What is that?"
The cat talking to me?
No, you're hallucinating.
I meant, do I hear it? Are you describing what the cat's
it-
acting like or doing?
No, it's doing it.
Oh,
You
okay.
haven't
I'll look
touched
at it, and I'll be like, can I feed the animatronics?
Yes.
You appreciate it.
I'll give him a hot dog. I can't. I probably spent $300 on hot dogs, honestly, without even thinking about it. There's a lot.
He's got a big bag. It's a big bag.
Yeah, it's a lot of hot dogs.
I can see hiring somebody to bring them in.
Max,
Hey, Keegan doesn't even ask. If a bag of hot dogs shows up, he just starts. Or rather, Hayes.
Max is the same way. She uses a lot of energy casting spells.
I then pull out a notebook and just start getting ready to take notes.
So
It's obviously one of those little moleskins, those pretentious ass moleskins that we all secretly love but pretend to hate.
it's like, dang young kids. Dang.
Max goes, "Hey, I got pictures. Matthew, you're blurry."
I think your camera's off, out of focus a bit. There you go.
Oh yeah, everyone's pictures are back.
That was the universe readjusting itself.
Yeah. That's a lot of information to take in.
The pictures involve the death of the prince, the person who murdered her. She has a picture of Smiley too, doesn't she?
Lyle's a bad dude.
That's a bad guy, and this is a bad guy.
Yeah, Max is showing you stuff, and then there's pictures of like food and stuff. Don't mind, that's an Instagram post. Ooh, that's an important email. I should probably not show you that.
I write a sentence in my notebook about every single one.
Yeah, the notebook's actually like very like nondescript. It literally says filled notes.
Well, Hayden is a little concerned about the situation as it's developed here. And I'm talking about the kid that just walked into the bookstore, but primarily concerned for him. And he's noting that Max seems to trust him implicitly and has just gone on and
It's Max.
Max is the one that's under threat of death here, really more than anybody else, because of those pictures and your eyewitness account. So at some point, after you've given your litany, you need to see if there's any sort of skill that he has for this. I don't think so, actually. It's groups, and I don't have it. So he just asked, "Kid, do we have to keep calling you a kid?"
I mean,
Justice, you said.
Justice
That was
is
your
my name,
name
yeah.
and not a handle or anything?
No, legal name now.
Okay. Now, what do you mean now?
Justin Dietrich was taken, so my mom had it changed when I was 4 so I could start the show.
What do you prefer?
Justice is fine.
Okay, Justice. So
Most
who do
people
you
call
work
me
for?
Mr. Dietrich. That seems overly formal.
People call me Mr. Shaw. I won't hold it against you.
Max.
I turn to look every time someone says Max, thinking they're talking to me, since that was my character's name as well.
So who do you work for?
With the shift to Disney Plus, I'm currently between shows right now, but I've got a Scorsese film lined up, and I'm pretty sure it's going to hit the O in my EGOT. So I guess technically New Line, but we really haven't signed all those contracts yet.
What's an EGOT? Shaw wouldn't know, and frankly, yeah.
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. It's the Golden Four.
I see. So you really are that kid from that show.
Yeah, not anymore. Show's over. Really, we're just seeing syndication in China and Germany, but it's doing really good there. The residuals are pretty fantastic. Yeah.
I imagine all 4 of those are over here eating right now. I don't know about Tony. He's usually a little later. But I saw her in there.
But I guess I have a question for you. I suppose you're here for some sort of research. You're taking copious notes there. I haven't seen kids in my class take notes that good.
So the actors, are you looking at his notes?
Yeah, over your shoulder.
They're completely illegible. This kid does not know how to write.
I get that. I've seen that plenty.
He is just doing it to look like.
Okay, and I've seen that plenty too. Yeah, no kidding. And I am taking notes. Yeah, that's the sad thing. So Hayden nods at that and says, "All right, I've got to say that what Max is involved here, and points to Max specifically because Max is the one that immediately opened up and started hear the pictures, is quite dangerous. And are you sure you want to be involved with that?"
I do all my own stunts. I can handle it.
Yeah.
Right. Here we go.
Rocket launcher once. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger's from the movie Commando.
I dodged.
So Hayden is not convinced, but is convinced at the moment that you're not actually working for the vampires or something like that. Okay, I guess we'll get an opportunity to see. Do you know how to use a weapon of any sort? I know you
figure it out.
Somebody who could.
I've used plenty of them, but I'm not a big fan of. I wouldn't call myself a Second Amendment supporter or nothing. I know my way around a prop or two, though.
Mike.
I can look convincing with one in hand.
He gets the crossbow.
Mike is, ooh, someone wants a prop?
No. It needs to actually do things.
Oh, they do things.
Yeah, okay. I think Mike has the right idea. But you get where he's coming from. It needs not to make loud noises so much as surprise him when it actually does the thing.
So you see Mike's rummaging around in his tables. You see him looking through boxes. He's, oh, let me go out to the car real quick. He goes
This
out.
is curious. When Mike goes out to the car, he's really, yeah.
He comes back in and he has this box, a very ornate looking box. And he just goes, I've always been saving this for someone that's actually famous. And he blows the dust off and he opens it up and there's a revolver in there.
Oh, is that the one from? Is this like the one from Casablanca?
Now it looks more like the
Casablanca
one
did not have revolvers.
He pulls it out. Okay, yeah.
It's just super long. It keeps going long.
Yeah.
I look right down the barrel.
It's
And
an
he goes,
80
ooh.
Hey, whoa, yeah, yeah.
He puts it back in the box and closes it and hands it to Shaw. You teach him.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an 88 Magnum. It shoots through schools.
Wait, you're not handicapped? Of course I am. I'm psychotic.
My father hung me on the hook once.
We'll work on that. Yeah. So we have something that he can actually use to defend himself. Okay, good.
It only goes click 6 times.
I don't know, is it that sort of revolver? It might be like the dually. Boom, and we're done. The big elephant gun.
It may just be one.
Not exactly a revolver, yeah.
Oh my gosh. There was such a
He
thing.
gave you an artillery piece. It's a breech loader.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to say it was called the volcanic
Mhm.
revolver. And it literally had a lever.
Uh-huh.
Nice. Okay, that is it. So having established that and armed our young friend and determined that he's very determined.
All right.
Although
now
we're
your
not
life
sure,
is in romance.
not sure determined about what. Then we'll proceed on with the order of the day, which is how not to die.
Yeah. We're definitely in some next level shit, boys and girls.
No.
Well, to sure.
I think it'd be much more entertaining if he actually comes across it himself.
Funny you mention that. So you see this guy, you hear the door open, and this simple looking guy comes in and looks around everyone in the room, and he immediately goes back here between Keegan and Shaw, and he just goes, "You are aware there's a celebrity here, right?"
Yeah, well.
It says fiction.
And so to Justice, you just see a guy who comes in and immediately knows who to talk to. Did not introduce himself. He just immediately goes to them and just goes, "So you have a celebrity in here, someone we have not met."
I look around. Where? Oh, me.
And you have these codexes and books open, and Mike still has all of his guns in the open.
Oh, he was just.
They're not invisible. I can see them through the window.
So everybody knows that this occult stuff is fake. So it's not unusual for an occult bookstore to have all these books out here. And as for Mike,
My real money is in the drug paraphernalia up under the counter.
that's right. So Mike's just protecting it.
He just goes, "Okay, I'm just going to go and assume that this person can be trusted, and I'm just not going to have a panic attack about it when I leave here."
No,
I'm
have a
good.
panic attack. We don't know where he came from, but how are you going to get rid of him? You're going to kill him? What are you doing?
You see him
He'll
go,
take care of himself. That's the problem.
he just goes, "Give me a couple seconds." He goes off in the side room. You just hear him go, just comes back out. Okay, glad we got that out of the way.
All settled?
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
It's like, whatever. All right, you trust him. You freaking gave the kid a hand cannon, so I guess you like him, or he's a new pet. I don't know what you people do, but just remember what's happening soon. And
Well,
you have no idea. That's the hand cannon is going to be the thing that gets us out of trouble here.
yeah, the city's locked down. It's not like any of us can run from it.
And it doesn't matter what he records because the city's locked down and people are making stuff up all the time.
Oh, I got carrier pigeons. But needless to say, I don't want these reports to end up bringing something bigger into the city. I'm trying to avoid this at all costs.
Oh yeah, we are too.
He's just like, this. All right. I'll see y'all later. He's just flustered and just immediately walks out. He actually comes back in and he says, I'll take a free hot dog.
There you
There's
go.
a whole bag.
Walks by Justice. He says, your show shouldn't have been canceled.
I agree.
He just walks back out.
I turned it back to the group. Do I need to sign like an NDA or something? I've got authority to sign that on my own behalf.
Yes, you do. Hold on. And he goes,
You can tear it out.
Mike actually comes forward. I'm a licensed notary.
perfect. Okay, great. Hey, Keegan, do we have one that he can sign in blood?
He's not using mine.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. I can do that.
Okay.
Give me a few minutes. I'll put your one up back here.
Aisle 2 is contracts with blood.
Yes.
Well, I've got them in
Just
hands
indicate
on
the
the counter.
seriousness.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure that we would actually come up with an NDA that's appropriate for the situation, with words that don't make sense. The vampire, the mask. Yeah.
Faye that's good with contracts.
Yeah, but there's always backdoor clauses in those. I don't trust Faye.
So, assuming that he's willing to actually sign an NDA, which didn't necessarily have to be in his blood,
I will
yeah.
pretend to read whatever is put in front of me and then sign it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've got blood pens on the counter. They're a little cardboard dispenser.
You actually see.
Yeah.
You actually see Mike look it over. Oh, this all looks good, and he stamps it.
Yeah, I go through the whole thing. Yeah, standard boilerplate stuff. Yeah, sure. Sign it.
Pay your
And
plate.
it bursts in flame and disappears. Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't supposed to do that.
Nice. These are good. You guys really bring the showmanship to this job. I didn't think I'd be doing that, but that's nice. I can handle this.
Oh yeah, I got some serious flash and bang in this crowd. You know, just beware of the oratory of Mr. Shaw.
Our friend from outside who's having a panic attack right now is correct. Yeah, we have issues, and the not primary issue is how do we get this one, pointing to Max, to the Inquisition, because that's the only way we're getting out of this alive. Is
Yeah, we tried to straightforward.
not the Inquisition, the Elder Vampires. Yeah, different thing. So
The Cabal.
the Cabal. Yeah, the Inquisition's totally different. Bad. Yeah, it's that dude with that thing with the pointy finger.
I can't remember the name I gave him.
Yeah, I don't recall. I just every time I think about him, I'm thinking of a cross between Amityville and a rubber number one finger.
I keep thinking of the Body Snatchers movie. The end.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Where are these people? We have to find them in order to deliver Max, and then we have to avoid everybody else trying to kill Max. Option 2 is to go after Belial. No. Don't think that would be very wise.
I think we need to deliver Max first. We're still going.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll have some help, or at least
get some allies taking it to the Cabal. But
yes,
right now we're on the Camarilla side. They will listen to us anyway. I've had dealings with them before.
Okay, so that gets back to the original question: is where do we find them?
They're trying to get into the city right now. If they've got any news about what's going on, I imagine we will find them here.
Didn't your detective buddy, say that there was a big escort for some VIPs?
There was, but I can't remember who it was. It's been a minute since we played, and I missed the next to last one.
So you have your main contact, Callahan, and of course the commissioner that could fill you in if you ever needed them to.
I got you. I'm due for an update from Harry anyways. I'll just ring him up and see what we get. Ain't gonna need to see him face to face.
All right. So that's what you do. You whip out your flip phone.
Yeah.
Call him up.
I said, what's our status? What are you hearing?
He's like, not hearing a lot, unfortunately. And he pauses. You hear him talk to someone. He comes back and says, "Sorry, it's half the force is like in a holding pattern. The other half, everyone's in. The other half is in constant patrolling. We keep getting these updates last second of where we need to be or what we need to be doing.
Yeah, still being reactive. I got it. None of us have any reliable street info. What I did find out upstate is the other players are marshaling.
And you just hear him kind of go, "Yeah, figures." And
I'm just waiting on the big guns to get here. And if I could get a hold of some sort of representative and fill them in, it might be able to ease things without getting too bloody. But I don't know from where they're coming or how they may get in here. Just wondered if there was any news of something big coming in that you had heard of. You know, because they would come through official channels. You know,
as of right now, this is what we know. Where the location is going to be held, where this meet and greet's going to be at, we still don't know. What we do know is that they're bringing their own people for security.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But they are expecting us to also provide security, guarding the street, also being representatives of the city. So the commissioner and a few handpicked people are going to be basically there.
What people?
As of right now, I just know the commissioner, probably me, and a security detail. All I know is that we're getting everything last second as usual, typical.
Yeah.
But I can put a word in higher up to see if we can't get you and a few others in on this meeting.
I'd appreciate that because I'm a resource for that.
And he goes, "Yeah, but also I'm working on this situation more than we have, so if they have questions, you might be able to give them the answers they need."
Yeah, maybe. At least I got some evidence.
Well, it's better than what we got.
Right on. So, all right. Just keep me posted, will you?
Will do. He goes, "But I'll put that word in for you and we'll figure it out."
Yeah, you do that.
And you just hear the, click.
Useless as ever.
So
I don't know. I think that was there's something useful out of that. We know that there's going to be a meet in town, and we know that at least some of the city representatives are going to be there.
Yeah, they're aware of it, but even they aren't getting any news.
So the other groups that would know about this meeting would be the vampires, the local vampires.
Yeah.
So do you have anybody you could contact there? Yeah, I know.
We went through the top. I don't know any of the street level stuff.
Well, we do know two of them.
I would say our best shot will be going back to the clinic. There's something going on. They may hear of it.
Maybe. And I certainly don't know of any other vampires, at least that I know are vampires. He kind of glances over at Justice. "Hey, show me your teeth, kid."
I smile at him. I've got shockingly perfect teeth.
Yeah.
Like disturbingly perfect.
Yeah, that costs you a fortune, didn't it?
I nod. So much Invisalign.
Wow.
I got braces at 8 and I didn't get them taken off till I was 15.
That's a lot of braces.
I picked up too.
Okay, well, so hopefully not a vampire. No, if he doesn't sparkle, because it's the younger generation.
Oh yeah, we'll drag him out in the sun and see what happens.
Yeah, come here.
I grin and look a little bashful and give one of those Justin Bieber sexy looks. I've been told I sparkle.
Oh no.
Haymaker across the desk.
Fidget spinner.
You leave the hot dogs, you get out of my store.
I'll take Sparkle Boy out here in front of a real vampire. We'll see.
The only other vampire lead that we have is possibly Ezekiel.
And
At least
I got to find out about him. I have my doubts about him. There's something. I feel like he's been blowing smoke since the very beginning of this. For
Well, he
somebody,
certainly is the one that kind of looped you in.
the thing is, he's so interested in this. He's so absent. You know, he's difficult to get a hold of.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like that we're the auger for him to pass through once we make the hole. So, you know,
why don't we start with your idea of going to the blood bank?
Yeah.
And see what they know. Maybe we can, you know, cover both bases. Where's the meeting and what's about Ezekiel?
Yeah. Because he's got to be feeding from somewhere. Since his own club's still shut down, quote unquote. He didn't really own it, per se. So we'll ask around to see if we can find anything on the street.
So the hot dog vendor's still there. If you want to ask him any questions,
I'll run something by him, see if he's heard anything. Sitting there and you know, he's packing up for the night. Says, "Man, I'm sold out."
Yeah, some kid Uber eat order all my hot dogs, man.
All right.
But when you ask anything, if he's heard anything, he just says the sun hasn't even set down yet. Even if I hadn't sold out all my hot dogs already, I'd be packing up still because you don't need to be out on the streets at night.
Well, I don't need to be, but at this point, I have to be.
And he just shakes his head. He's like, the only people out right now at night are people that, you know, are law enforcement or up to no good.
No, they'll cancel you somewhere in between all that. Yeah.
And he just goes, but on the other side of things, the city's on lockdown. You can't go in or out. They've even shut down the metro lines. But I've heard a rumor that they've reopened one tunnel to allow one train through. It's going to sit there at the closest station and will not leave until whoever rode in on it is ready to leave.
So when's this going down?
It's like, that's just what I'm hearing.
I got you. Is this a daily thing?
You know, I got a route I take where I, you know, I get some of the metro workers to get hot dogs. They're all just out of work right now, but that particular station, they've called in a kind of a skeleton crew to allow this one train to come in. He was like, sorry, I can't give you any more, but
Okay. Somewhere around here, I got a PG&E coverall. I can get there and see if I can figure out what's going on.
no, maybe.
All right. So I get the cross street where the termination of that is, and we'll include that in our travels. We can hit the clinic early and then go over there when it gets later.
Yeah. So who all's going to the clinic? Would everyone be going just for safety numbers?
Yep.
That's what we'll do. So for Justice, you see everyone kind of start packing up and, you know, loading things into old green car out back.
I got two questions. Are PIs technically law enforcement?
We have a little bit of leeway. The fact that I'm former San Francisco beat cop, I've got some people on the inside I can squeak by. I'm a special case.
But not normally.
I'm licensed for surveillance, basically.
Okay. Question 2. When he said skeleton crew.
It's not true skeletons, no.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Thankfully, we don't have that kind of undead running around.
Do I have that revolver in the box?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I put the box with the revolver in it in my jacket pocket. Unless it's too big for that. I'm trying to imagine it.
It's very hefty.
Okay.
All right, hold on. We got you covered. Okay, Justice, this is a tactical vest. Okay, and put on.
I put it on over my suit jacket.
Yes, and we're going to strap this box to the back. And those things with pins that are on the front, don't touch them. Yeah. Ark here is looking at them going, I know what that is. Yeah.
Everybody in this place is crazy.
I'm assuming they're not real is the issue.
So you put on this vest and you're like, oh, this is
what I thought it would be.
Yeah, it pulls you forward. There just happens to be a holster attached to it. And it, you know, you can actually fit this oversized revolver.
My secondary plan was to put it in my back pocket with the barrel sticking out.
Yeah.
So actually, as you're about to get in the car, you hear Mike. That's the character that says armorer underneath. He goes by Magic Mike. And he actually runs up and says, "Whoa, before you go," and he hands you something. He slaps something on your back. It's like, okay, now you're good. And he hands you what he handed you was actually a police badge. Like, it's a real badge.
And
There's
when he,
a bit of a blood stain on it, but it's a real badge.
and when he slapped you on the back, Martin shakes his head and goes over and rips the target off his back. Stop it.
I put the badge in my back pocket.
All right. So now it's even tighter of a fit in this car.
Yeah.
So
Mark, I guess you're up front.
he's leaning out. So get in the car, drive. Not that long. This seems to be a drive that everyone's done before or been along. And you get to this clinic, just says the blood clinic. This clinic, just an unassuming, there's places similar like that, like CSL Plasma and other things like this, for people coming in to donate blood. But they have medical facilities, and they walk in, they're immediately greeted by a doctor. He's like, "Oh, can I help you? Is this your first time? Would you like to fill out a form and find out what's going on? How can we save you time today?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
I think it was Chad.
Okay.
And he goes, "Oh yeah, hold on."
Oh, the same Chad that delivered the hot dogs?
No, it's different.
No. I think it would be cosmically coincidental. It'd be kind of cool. Hey, wait, didn't you guys get some hot dogs earlier today? Yeah.
So, trying to make that. So you actually see a kid come out of a room and just goes, "Hey, in here, come in this room real quick."
I'll bite. If you don't mind the pun.
He goes, "Ha." Here,
I just noticed how many of me there are.
Max just lays down on the bed, like, "Oh, these are comfy."
Yeah.
And he actually walks to the door, locks it, comes back. And he actually looks at you, Sean. He just goes, "What happened at the hospital?"
Which part? The part where Gabriel gets loose and starts wreaking havoc, or the part where we try to kill each other or avoid doing so in the hospital?
All of it. That was like, that was insane. Like, literally, not 2 seconds after I leave you in the ICU bed, all hell breaks loose. Fire starts spreading, and the building burned down.
Gabriel showed up. That's what happened.
I hope I don't have to deal with him ever again. Yeah. So he's standing there, and he actually just now noticed Justice standing in the back, and he just goes, "Who's the new kid?"
This is that Hannah Montana extra we picked up.
I thought he died.
Yeah, this one's not wearing a red shirt, though.
It's like everyone that works for Disney's dead inside.
Only in the show, but it never stayed. It never stuck.
No, it's Marvel writing. I got it. Nobody.
I mean, that's all Disney.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's where Disney got it.
Technically, there's a case being made right now on the internet that I'm technically a Disney princess.
If it works for Leia.
There was an episode where I found Marilyn Monroe's dress and technically did marry a prince, which would technically make Alika Maxwell a Disney princess.
No, they just did that to sell more toys.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was definitely a marketing ploy. But hey, it made Hasbro a mint, so
yeah.
That Barbie crossover was nuts.
I was trying to get McFarlane to do an action figure of me, but
does that mean you'll be in the next Transformers movie?
If I could work with Michael Bay, I would.
Better like to smell gasoline.
You gotta be comfortable with explosions.
Or just be from Detroit. You'll be fine.
Detroit or Boston. He likes his Boston actors too.
Sure does.
Unless we're talking about the big dig.
So, after all the pleasantries are done with, he tells that you're part of the group and just goes, "What do you want to hear?"
There's a big meeting going down. You heard anything?
Have I heard anything? Good grief. It's been a lot more customers recently than we've had in a very long time. It wasn't unheard of for during a time of drought. You get a lot more frequent customers returning to grab supplies, but
Travel's limited. I can see that.
well, it's not just that. It almost seems like rats jumping ship trying to get stuff for travel.
Yeah.
Or holding out or hiding or something. It's weird.
Now imagine that, because there's probably some serious shit going to go down.
Well, I hope not, but
I remember what happened when the prince got killed in New Orleans. So I was just wondering if you knew anything about what and where. All I know is it's supposed to be sometime tonight. They're coming in by train, and but that's all I know.
He goes, I did hear something.
Well, can you tell me?
Well, maybe I can. We had a special order for, an undisclosed person. And it was a specific blood type. So normally with vampires, it's not unheard of for one to have a taste for a specific type of blood. This one likes AB negative. We don't get too many like that. Most everyone's totally fine just getting O positive or A negative. This one specifically wants AB negative.
Yeah, but they're all Central European. That's hard to get a hold of around here.
Exactly. So it's almost like preference, a taste. So all I know is someone not local is here.
Yeah.
But I also, not only did they take as this large order, this is cold storage. This isn't, what we would say is fresh. I've also heard talk that they've been moving people as well.
It don't surprise me either, because I think Bilal's back in business.
I hope not.
Yeah, I know it's bad for business for you.
It's bad for business for everyone. That was outlawed.
And I think that's the reason why the prince got killed. But I'm trying to find that out. Me and the rest of Camarilla, but I'm just trying to see where I can find out what's going on. Try to ease the transition of some of these outsiders coming in, or they're going to come in and blow a big hole.
The Inquisition comes into town. It's not going to end well for anyone.
I'm sure they're already got wheels turning.
Probably. Or they're already here and we just don't know it.
I would probably agree with that too. It's been a few days. But all right. Take that to heart. So at least know we're looking at potentially Central or Eastern Europeans. That also translates into more Gabriels.
I hope not.
Yeah.
He was uncomfortable to be around.
Yeah, I'm still walking with a limp. All right.
And he goes, yeah, I don't know. Right now, this may be the last night we're allowed to be open. If what the talk is, new leadership coming through, things may change up. This may not be here at this location anymore. It may be somewhere else or just gone in general.
I got you. Well, if things change, you know how to get hold of me.
He nods his head and goes, yep. It's like, but till then, see you when I see you.
Right on. You be safe.
Max gets his phone number.
And he gives it.
One question: the AB negative shipment have they already come and picked that up?
Yes.
Do you have any footage of maybe who that might be? Security footage?
So it was a truck that had all the compliant markings as a medical transportation vehicle, but they had a refrigerated back. Yeah, they're keeping everything cold and
wasn't for immediate use for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Stay safe.
Where's the fun in that?
You tell me. We're still alive for the moment.
Yeah, for now. And he just goes, just be careful. A lot of weird characters around.
And Hal and Martin Winks.
But he goes up to the door and he unlocks and just says, "Thanks for coming, and let us know if you want to join our rewards program."
Yeah. If we start bleeding, we'll let you know.
But that's how he just tells you goodbye.
Some of us are more frequent contributors than others.
Every gallon gets a free Subway.
Yeah.
Hey, how you think, Jared?
Speaking of Subway,
Yeah,
looks like that's where we're headed next.
So it was a segue. I see what you did there.
I was about to say, Mac, I put in I think I put in the stats for the revolver you were given on my end. I don't know if it translated.
You may have
Yes,
to
I see it. I see it under the ranged attacks. The S&W model 686.
Is it right there? Save you.
Oh, come on. You couldn't have made a 666 just for this.
Okay, fine, Chris. For you, it will be.
I fixed it.
Okay.
Now, will it roll? Why is it not rolling?
Let's see if we can figure that out.
I hit the dice button and it asks me if I have any modifiers. I say 0.
Oh, yeah. So
and submit. And it didn't do it.
Let's do this.
Maybe it's this one?
Hey, there you go. Oh, yeah, there you go. You can roll.
That's the thrown object. That's if I throw it. There we go. Now it's rolling. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah.
So this is going to be even better than I thought. Oh, yes, you all shall suffer. No, this will actually be good. Oh, I can't wait for the first battle.
I love this animated. Is this just a GIF?
No, it's actually a pack. But there's several animated creators out there that make animated maps. There was one. The whole reason I found this, digging around, someone had made a chase map. And was meant to be for like fantasy, like Pathfinder, like you're all on horseback and the terrain's going. And they have animated fire. There's actually an animated factory set where there's a conveyor belt.
I love it. It's very cool.
Yeah, I had to take out the rain because it was actually messing with the timing of that. Do I still have it? No, I don't have that one. Normally I had the a theme song playing.
Yeah. Sorry, my phone's exploding.
Oh, you're good. Oh, so you're going off the lead that it's a subway terminal. Now, you don't know which one it is. This is the problem. So now you have to go hunting. And no, I don't want that one. See if I can get you. Yeah, we'll go here. For most of these workers, you have like your main hub, and that's where everyone meets. And for what's the word I'm trying to think of? The continuation work of the metro system. And then they send their workers from there. So you pop you off here. So you're down in the lower right.
Got you.
This is where the metro workers of San Francisco meet up. You don't really see many vehicles. You see a few delivery trucks, and there is get rid of that window. It just looks dead. So if there were people there, either they've already come and gone, or it seems weird. It's quiet. Too quiet.
Yeah.
Given how big and bad these VIPs are, yeah. And the fact that what's going on there, everybody that doesn't need to be out is home. So, yeah. It looks like there's an entrance to this place. Top right.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
All right. Maybe another little outbuilding off to the left here. How did you want to approach this? You said you had a uniform for these folks, or do you just want to wander around? We've had some experience with the random wandering around thing before.
Yeah, I was going to try that first.
The first thing to check out is this big rig. See if there's anything in there, anybody in there, anything in the
there
trailer?
is a the trailer's actually backed up to a delivery door. It's still hooked up, But there is
okay.
someone there. There is a you can't see anyone in the driver's seat or anything, so you have no idea if someone's actually in there or not.
So these are loading docks back here then. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha. I don't even try.
You go to be quick and silent, and you actually knock over like a couple trash cans.
You okay back there, Keegan?
Yeah, I just lost my balance.
All right.
So which style we trying? We doing a roll up side or the?
All right,
Loading
just being
first.
sneaky.
Now,
Yeah,
if
looks
I'm
like
not
so.
Exactly.
if I'm not trained in stealth, what do I hit?
-4 dex -4 or something like that.
So just roll decks and yeah.
Just roll dex.
Wait, okay, everybody, stop trying to stealth. You're knocking over too damn many trash cans.
Bigger dog. Make him smaller. Yeah, the only person you can't see is his arc. Like he was there
And
when
I'm
you
not
got.
going to worry
You know,
about that. Yeah.
he
Our
gets out
arc
of the
is
car.
ever-present. Yes. That's right.
Yeah, Art
That's
gets
how you
out, and then
stealth.
he
You
just. Well, actually, this is how it is. Walk down here, and then all of a sudden, just disappears.
Man,
He's just
he's gotten
that
really
good.
good at this.
Yeah, bow in here.
It's right there in the trash can. What are you talking about?
I was about to say a milk bone hits you in the back of the head.
Hey, I always keep one in my pocket.
Well, Keegan, you look back and the car door just shut.
All right.
So nothing in the 18-wheeler. Okay, good.
Stumble our way to the stairwell.
Just to check, do we have a Terminator thing going on? Are the keys like in the sun visor or something like that?
So are you going to open the door and actually go in?
Yeah.
Okay. You open it and you actually hear snoring coming from the sleeper.
Nice.
So the
someone
keys
is
are
in
in
there.
here. Just someone is in here. All right. Gently close the door and tell the trash can people there's somebody sleeping in there.
Yeah, keep it down, will you?
Yeah. No more sneaking. Ironically, no more sneaking. There's somebody trying to sleep. Yeah.
No more sneaking. There's
First time anyone's ever said that. What'd he say? I don't know. What'd you say?
I try to keep him asleep with a fireworks display. Okay.
Yeah.
You sneeze.
Boom. 18-wheeler blows up. Sorry.
My bad. Let's see. Do I have one? Yes, I do. Not that long. You actually, everyone's looking at the big rig. You actually hear a door open. It's a heavy, door, like,
Uh-oh.
Big metal door.
Yeah, big metal door.
Big metal door.
And
I duck behind those garbage cans.
over here, you see what looks like a security guard come out.
All right.
So
Just noting I can't move Keegan here, but I'm not Keegan. Shaw. Yeah.
Here, I'll move him for you.
Thank you. All right. And the security guard's in the upper.
So I'm assuming he was.
Yeah, he's on the driver's side. Very easily in view.
I would say get between the cab and trailer.
I think it's probably too late. The reason the guy came out was because there's some guy snooping around the 18-wheeler. Or is he actually looking over here yet?
Well, you just hear him come out and
light up a cigarette.
As soon as you hear the door open, you probably just went,
Okay, yeah. In that case, I'll just try to roll under. That's probably the easiest thing. I'm right
All right.
there, so just roll under the big rig.
So we'll say y'all are right there. So Martin, I know you were trying to be sneaky and you messed up. So were you trying to investigate the truck too, or are you just sneaking around trying to look for an entrance?
I am literally following closely with them, sneaky.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm literally shadowing.
Okay.
We were generally heading around the truck to go check out the stairwell because we thought we might be able to get down that way better because we don't know where this other goes. This actually says stairs on the outside of it. I'm assuming we might get cover on this side of the truck out of sight.
Okay. So,
under a trailer, probably.
So about the trailer. Okay, so there you are, and just as you literally are being a shadow.
Yes.
And
not very well, but I'm attempting to.
As you do that, you look at Max, who is walking nearby, and all of a sudden she just disappears. Literally, it wasn't just like you lost track of Art. She just straight up.
She just vanishes.
Ta-da!
Yeah, you have to teach me that spell one of these days.
So that happened. So
trying
to think who would actually be, because Hayden's trying to hide. So really, Martin and Justice, Max and Ark would be able to really get eyes on who just came out the door, especially Ark and Max.
So you need to roll.
Yeah, just give me some perception checks. Haynes like
All
just holding holding on to the cabin between, just don't breathe. So both of you immediately see he actually, it's a security guard and he's lighting up a cigarette. Actually, he's vaping. He's younger. You just hear the thing clicking and he's trying to blow rings. He's being unsuccessful. He's like, this doesn't taste like Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah. Smells like strawberries. You think he's fucking strawberry shortcake or something.
There's one guy, he's in my unit. He's like, it's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm like, if I wanted Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I'd eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
I don't want to inhale the essence of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is a lot cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. I could buy like
10 boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, for your vape.
I'm an adult. I can get Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
The ironic thing is he came up to tell me about how great this thing is. I'm smoking a cigar. And so, oh, no, I'm good. Blow a bigger fog cloud at him. So that's what this guy's doing. Just stretching. This is his authorized break.
You know, given that decent roll, did I get a peek at what's open in that door when you opened it?
So that's actually like the
security office.
Yeah, security office.
Gotcha. That's what I was hoping to see, is a glimpse of monitors.
Yeah, fluorescent lighting and TV screens.
So more than likely, he's just going to disappear right back in there, and we can move on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be my comment to my shadow.
You look back. Justice has his notebook out. Okay.
Yeah.
He's done.
Notebook out. Totally. Just yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And probably by the time this dude just passes out because he got hit in the back of the head with a tire iron or something where Max went over there.
You actually see he takes a hit off it, checks his watch. All right. And he goes to the door. Well, all of a sudden you hear the door open from the other side. Out pops another one. And he goes, just stay out here longer. We got time. And he actually lights a real cigarette.
Well, that tells us also nothing's going on yet.
Yeah, this one's a bit older. He's smoking a cigarette. The younger one's smoking a vape.
Who's paying less?
Well, the younger kid actually says, hey, can you actually smoke that over there? And he just goes, all right, smart ass.
Well, Hayden will peek out. Does he see any of this action going on?
So, you're like leaning out.
Shaw, right next to Shaw, he starts hearing somebody mumble in Latin. And she says, 3 seconds.
So, it's hard for you to tell, but it sounded like Max talking next to you. If you could see, she'd be right. If you had the ability to see her, she's right there. You see nothing. You just hear her voice.
The way things have been going the past few days, this has not surprised me in the slightest.
1. Oh, she's counting it, but the spell isn't that. And she's just, mumbling a little bit.
I'll put Ark on there. He's stealth, but you can put him wherever you wanted him to be.
And this is going to be at a minus. Okay, let me see here.
Just put that there.
I haven't done this before because it's a lot of bookkeeping. But if from her to them, that would be a minus 10. No, wait a minute.
Minus 10 on 3d6? Seriously?
Minus 1 for every minus 1 for every yard of distance.
Oh, I was about to say you're invisible. If you need to, you can always just stand near him.
Yeah. She's gonna get up there and from point blank, she's gonna do a mass gaze and drop it right there. So the 2 of them.
Oh my!
You're good.
What do you want to do?
So that's what you hear, and the kid's like, "Oh my god, I dropped my vape! Oh, where is that?" It's like Velma with her glasses. My vape! I can't work without my vape.
Okay, kind of kick it under the crates over there. That'll keep him busy for a while. I think we need to. I want to check out this room real quick with all the monitors. Whoa, I disappeared.
You see what's happening in there.
Yeah.
55 seconds.
All right. So yeah, quickly check the monitors, and hopefully there's some sort of work log, an indication of where the action might be tonight.
Okay, so that's actually exactly what you find out. So
While they're busy, I'm gonna run for the door over here, see if I get it a stairwell.
So as you go in there, but they were the only two working. There's no one else in the office. Not all the monitors are on, only a select few. And they're for one terminal. And it has, what's the best way to say it? Like how the train number coming in, how many people are on said train, how long this will be at the station, how long their people need to stay there to take care of it, keep eyes on. Oh, good night, buddy. And with my background, it's like a ghost walking through here. When he shows up, it scares me half the time. It's all how long they need to work on it, who's who, there. And it's one line, and the stop it has is as close as it can be to, they literally have New Montgomery Street written down.
Okay, great. We got a location.
That's all you really get from them.
These security guards, do they happen to have name tags?
Yes, one man, his name is Chuck. That's the older man. The younger, his name's, we'll just say it's Ryan.
Okay, note.
She says she can keep it up.
Well, you don't need to. We'll be out real quick. But I do take 5 seconds, to write out a note. Ryan, quit the damn vaping. It's going to kill you. Chuck. Stick it under the keyboard.
So
is that the new password?
How'd you know?
With it under the keyboard.
Quit the damn vaping. Yeah. Oh, so damn many times teachers would have passwords just plastered right there for the students to go, oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So everyone that's from San Francisco, so you would all know there's the Montgomery metro station. That's near a few things. There is a hotel there, like not even that far. A fancy hotel, for that matter. So
I know if it's a underworld owned.
So everyone's kind of like running back to the car. It's like, and Ark and Shaw kind of are explaining everything. Justice in the back writing notes. He says, "Is that breaking and entering?
Is that technically illegal?"
We didn't break anything.
No, the door was already open.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was unlocked. We didn't have to break in.
Yeah.
We just broke their attention, that's all.
Which is true. So you have at least a general area.
Yeah.
This is where this is going.
I mean, do I know if that hotel is a vampire owned or vampire frequented?
So they didn't have the name of the hotel. They just said Montgomery Station. They're just tracking everything. The only people that would know anything more than that, you're just assuming it's one of the hotels nearby. And there's one. It's called.
They have their own station. That's the reason why I wondered.
Yeah, it's not really. This is a public transport, but they're shutting down everything for them to do what they need to do without being seen. This is definitely something very unheard of. For sure. That's all you really got. That's where it's at. And really, to you, Keegan, it kind of just clicks. It'd be a hotel.
Yeah.
Just do your business there. Be gone. And you can even place a call to Callahan.
Yeah, and I may do so. So, hey, this is what I got. Have you guys got anything more specific since in the hours since we spoke?
So he actually takes a breath and he says, "No, I was actually just about to call you. So I got it approved. You and whoever you want to come with you can come with to this meet. All I know, it's a hotel. It's called it's the Palace Hotel.
It's been there a while. I guess that makes sense.
And for those, this one looks like, no, it's a beefy hotel. Sorry.
Yeah,
Beefy Tails. It was right the first time. Yeah, it's a beefy tail.
It's the beefy tail. You never heard of these?
Yeah. They're like In and Out, but bigger.
Yeah, for Keegan, everything's making sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It'd be there. It's been there. It's an older hotel. It's been there for a while. There's a lot of history there. So at this point, Martin's convinced that's where it's happening.
And if you remember right, in my game, that was one we visited back in the 20s.
Me and Meeks have this way of inserting important things from our games into each other.
Yeah, we've been having a crossover.
Marvel stole our idea.
Yeah, damn you, Marvel.
It's that damn mouse again.
Paramount stole all of our Star Trek ideas, so it's only
That's right.
fitting.
We kept seeing them show up in movie after movie. You know, wait. Yeah.
You start checking your house for like microphones and recording devices.
Considering the last couple of Star Trek movies, I wouldn't be bragging about that.
Well, what about the last couple of the old generation? That's how far back that game goes.
The good ones.
It was my idea to have Darth Vader's mom just die from heartbreak. Be careful what you claim credit for.
Yeah, you have Darth Maul gets cut in half, survives purely from anger. Padme gets sad, dies.
Yeah, it's kind of like Hot Shots. It's, oh yeah, I had my intestine entirely replaced by hemp. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I had my tongue replaced with that of a Saint Bernard.
Yeah.
Starts lapping up the water out of his drink. But
God, I love a good funeral.
Jesus, back. What do you say? What do you say? Tiny Tim is dead. Does that scare you guys? It scares the living piss out of me. So,
Yeah, multi-opti pupil out with me. It says no man is taking that route with me.
Ate the one guy's dad. I even had seconds. Thinking he was a deer. Anywho. So, Martin, you're coming up with that conclusion that it's the Palace Hotel because it's close to that station. It would make sense, for who's coming in. But Callahan really isn't betraying any more information.
They probably don't have any.
You can't tell.
I'm detect lies on him.
It is pretty suspicious that he'd say, yeah, you're cleared for the meet, but not tell you, where to go.
Because that falls under that be-all, end-all investigate.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find it.
Very good.
Because for some reason, when I was putting everything in there, it got everything out of order.
So if you just need a roll investigate, that's totally fine.
Yeah, it's that investigate with the exclamation point that does everything. There it is. I got in all caps.
Okay, so as he's talking to you, you can tell something's off. You can't tell if it's nerves. He doesn't have everything, and he's just telling you as he knows. This is not the Callahan you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, Callahan's very straightforward. He already knows ahead of time before he even comes and talks to you. He comes prepared to have a conversation with you.
Max starts mumbling in Latin again and checks out his aura.
Oh, he's on the phone.
Yeah, he's on the phone. You wouldn't be able to see it.
I'm sorry.
So Keegan, while you're driving, you hear Max start speaking in tongues.
Max says, I hope you're generating me a jelly donut back there.
But
we got more hot dogs here.
Yeah, brought the bag.
Max wakes up from a nap.
We're gonna need a cooler. But
we just had to find that ambulance with all the EB negative blood. Just stick the dogs in there for reheating later.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so Keegan, you can tell something's wrong. It's there. Yeah. This is definitely not the Callahan, even in dire situations.
It sounds like bullshit. So he may be letting me know it's a trap, which is possible. I would expect as much. So let's go.
It's a trap. So what do we do? Spring the trap. Okay.
And that Scooby and Shaggy do?
Yeah, they always set it off before the guy actually got into it. And
What
Scooby
could go wrong?
Yeah, then Scooby just pulls something out of his ass and they catch the guy. I've seen it a million times.
Don't knock it. It's super effective.
It's like a Pokemon attack. It was super effective.
All right. We even have Scooby snacks in the back and a dog. Ark, you ready?
I mean, we do have a Scooby.
The
Racist.
model I have for him isn't really what he is. I know it's a German Shepherd model, but he's actually a Greyhound. And he's got like this. He's wearing he's wearing a vest that makes it look like he's oh my gosh, the actual name for these. Yeah. He has like a visor on and stuff like that. So
what are
all
we
right.
doing? Are we going to this hotel? Are we going to the subway station where we expect VIPs to show up?
Maybe a little of both.
Mm-hmm.
But I would expect we probably need to start with the train follow up. So probably a good place to park would be the hotel.
How far is it? Is it a
Just across
walk?
the
Is it a drive? Just as a walk? Okay.
So
Station.
if I remember correctly. So Montgomery is actually south of Chinatown. This street, this area. If I remember correctly. Yeah, about southeast. So not far from your home base. So if you needed to, you could store up on supplies on the way there.
Gotcha. I'm pretty much equipped. It just depends on if anybody else.
I picked everything up I needed when we were there last, and of course we've equipped young Mr. Justice here.
I have 6 more bullets than I plan to use.
That's probably accurate. I would probably stick to that thought. We need more power brass.
Yeah, we're good here.
So Subway. God, now I want a freaking Subway sub.
I know it.
On purpose?
You would
Oh,
willingly.
that's Arby's.
Oh God. Yeah, there's certain restaurants like, wait, you went there
Do you
voluntarily?
have that disease where you eat garbage because it's the only thing that tastes good to you?
Yeah.
Fire extinguishers. It's the only choices you get.
And occasionally I will go eat Panda Express. It's just sometimes you just want to torture yourself.
I eat Panda Express every chance I get because my fiance refuses to go there since they have everything to make vegetarian food, but they don't make anything vegetarian. And that annoys her. She's not a vegetarian. She just feels like they should make vegetarian food if they have the ingredients and capability available. But even their white rice is done in animal oil.
Yeah. There's a guy on YouTube. He has a persona that's called Uncle Roger. And he's from Malaysia, lives in London, and he just scours YouTube and watch chef. He was originally making fun of BBC chefs trying to cook egg fried rice and critiquing them. It's not. Oh, I have to pull up this guy's videos. He's hilarious. I love him. He'll every now and then he'll be like, "Hi." It's a gnat. He's a stand-up comedian, but I love it.
I miss Yan Can Cook. That guy was great.
Oh yeah, I know. I built a map. Okay, so you're not going back to the base. You're heading straight to the platform this train's going at, thanks to the accomplices over at unwilling accomplices. Let's say that at the security office. So as you're
Chuck and
going,
Ryan, the ever helpful.
yeah, exactly. So as you're driving over there, observations, stuff they see on the street. There's a very heavy police presence, more than anyone that's been in that city for a long time is used to. To some, it's very odd, almost scary, just because what's this all about?
They're all here. Who's got the perimeter?
Exactly.
And you might have to say it that way.
Yeah, that's what you're observing as you're driving by, is that there's definitely way more people, than you've ever seen before. So it doesn't take too long, because you actually see this first when you get there. You notice that there's a police presence of vehicles, stuff like that, but you also see VIP looking vehicles, SUVs with a few limousines in there.
Yeah,
Things that make you.
Some of that's the commissioner's ride too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. The things that make you go, wait a minute.
They're here early.
That's just and I'm assuming you're pulling up to an area, keeping your distance, but not looking like you're keeping your distance.
I don't know, fly casual.
Was that? I'm assuming that's what you do. You just, as you get close enough to observe and just sit there, or
yeah.
Okay. So
you gotta get lay of the land first.
Yeah, exactly. So Not really seeing. You're not really seeing anything that just looks out of the ordinary. You're seeing your typical things. Beat cops just walking around, unsure what's going on.
Yeah.
The normal stuff.
The normal stuff, except for those VIP vehicles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd almost be normal if not.
Do they have regular guards standing around, or is everybody still in their cars?
So people are actually standing around. They're not just. You
Right,
can't
I
really
mean,
tell if there's. You can't tell if there's anyone actually in the escort vehicles, the
well, everybody's
SUVs. and
out.
stuff.
Everybody's already in the building. They're just guarding the vehicles.
Yeah, I think it would make sense for them to have the beat cops guarding the vehicles and the serious guards, bodyguards on the inside where the train's actually going to show up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that said, any situation like this, you're going to have snipers, people who are observing the street like us who just drove by.
Yeah.
So if we drive by twice, then we're in trouble.
Yeah, they'll ping you. Do you want to try and sneak in, or there's because
We've seen our sneak rolls.
I'm just asking.
Hold on. What we do is have somebody try to sneak in on one side of the building where all the garbage cans are. That'll
Just
be the
knock 'em over.
distraction. And then we have everybody else go on the other side of the building. Yeah.
What if I go up,
Mac, you
I
do that?
say hello, and while they're all asking, we're taking selfies, you guys can sneak in?
Yes, that. Can you just walk on in the front door?
There hasn't been a place yet that wants to keep me out.
Yeah, young Mr. Justice here could probably walk up to the VIP vehicles and say, "Is this my limo?"
God,
Yeah.
you're here.
It wouldn't
Maybe
be the
just
first
walk
time I've accidentally gotten in the wrong limo and no one had the guts to tell me no. They once drove me 400 miles before we figured out I was in the wrong limo.
Yeah, but where did they drive you to? Is that a place you wanted to go?
Not technically, but really, was that important, you think?
The whole thing is, you show up at the door, you're going to be like those hot dogs. You're going to think it's Uber Eats.
I'm liking where this is going. The DM approves.
I'm giving you ideas again, aren't I?
Yeah. No, I'm finding it entertaining.
I'm really waiting to see if you're going to take that invitation and get on that U-boat here next time.
Oh, I will, but there won't be a U-boat when I'm done with it. I'm gonna pull a Hayden Shaw. Who's last on this?
Max says that she can get us through the door, but she'd be wiped after that. Yeah, that would be it for her. Matthew, you're muted.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry. You probably don't need to get all of us through the door, but I will warn you two things. One, you're the one they want to kill. And two, given the nature of the people that we're trying to meet here, they probably have some defenses against the sort of magic you'll pull off. See invisible?
Yes.
We're not talking about beat cops here, so yeah. So if we go in, we probably don't want to do it the magical way, and we certainly don't want to do it through the front door.
I'm not sure we want to sneak.
That's probably true.
Can you bluff?
Mr. Justice, he was offering earlier.
I can probably distract them all. I've done it before.
That sounds like a plan. Boom, that's perfect.
Right? Who's going to try the front door? Who's going to try the back door?
I can definitely get you a distraction. I'm very distracting. All of my friends' moms say so.
Oh boy. So Justice, just for the record, you do understand this is potentially lethal? I know
I
I
can
said
handle myself.
dangerous.
I do all my own stunts.
Okay. Why not? Let's see what the young man can do. He tries the front door, and some combination of us try to not sneak in the back door. You might send Ark with Justice into. That might work out too.
Well, Hayden, I'd probably send you with him too, because you know, like his handler.
You kidding? I can't handle this kid.
Yeah, but you got that look.
All right.
Do that vice principal look and scowl at him and tell him he's doing it the wrong way and be his handler. I'll try to lockpick the back door.
All right. We'll do it that way. Hopefully we don't run into Callahan because he recognizes me.
Now, I'm hoping I do. For the same reason. Falls under the same thing. Oh, and I flub it. Shit.
So
But he took Max. You get a get out of jail free card there. Dietrich.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Dietrich.
I crack my knuckles. I say blue bug's blood, red bug's blood several times real quick. Shake it off and strut on up to the cops that are out front.
Yes, all you see right out front are cops as of right now. So you hear that and you see him. He's like doing these stretches, breathing techniques.
Yes, exactly. That's
Unique New York, unique New York.
unique New York. Yeah.
That's all you're seeing, and he just shakes his hands.
You good?
I got this.
Okay.
To answer Max's question, it's been over a week. Because remember, you spent over a week at the Roman baths. Keegan was in a medically induced acid trip. All right, so that's what's happening. Hayden and Justice are heading up to the police with a bag of hot dogs. Are you actually taking the bag of hot dogs?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is getting better. All right.
Hold on a second. Before we go, that tactical vest that we put on you, they're not going to be too impressed by the presence of what you're carrying.
He has a badge.
Yes. And I'm concerned about that as well. You actually want to use the badge?
No, I'm leaving that in my back pocket. That is not currently my plan.
Okay.
I might be able to pull that off.
So hopefully none of these cops have kids that watch your show.
I was hoping they do.
Well, yeah, right now I'm hoping they do, but if they don't, I'm going to
interrupt. It's plan B, yeah.
I got plan B, which I call Operation Jump Street.
There you go.
Okay. We'll roll with it. Hot dogs and all.
The last place Mr. Shaw ever wanted to be found was dead in the street with a bunch of hot dogs around him.
It's the last place I expected to be found.
This is just how the gypsy said I'd die.
Just like that old gypsy.
Just like that old gypsy said.
Both of you actually roll a perception check. Let's see.
Okay at this. I have. There it is.
Because I'm there with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you start walking, all right, Max, you see something special. For Hayden, Ark, and Justice, as you're walking, you notice they really don't react to you approaching. No one's like immediately locking up and staring. They are watching you. You can tell. You can feel someone's, watching you. That feeling, but no one's really just over there. No one's really reacting that way. It's a passive watch. Max, you actually see you actually get a better look at these vehicles. So you have your typical cruisers. There's a pretty souped up SUV. The limousines, its own SUVs, but you can see hidden there is an armored vehicle. It's something that you would see like the military using, and it has it's black and white letters. It spells out SWAT.
She goes, SWAT. Is making discreet gestures at the vehicle.
Yeah, but we've already taken off, so we don't know. We didn't see that.
Zoinks! How the dope Scoob is the man.
But Max, that's what you did. Oh, they got some heavy hitters. So the other three, you just keep walking, and you probably get about halfway there, and you actually see a few of them. These police officers actually move to greet you as you get near. And as you get a little closer within, where they're not having to shout. Hey, what was that, Steven?
Do you have a map up?
Not of the exterior. I do have.
You guys get to see the interior before long, yeah.
Yeah, I do have the interior.
You will have to forgive me.
I thought you would have made the portal gun by at this point. That's why I said, hey, you want to go back to make things a little bit more interesting. You see a portal open up the subway, and here comes the car. Freaking green Chevelle.
Ooh.
Anyway, this is fun.
That's when Julian just shows up with it. Here you go. Boop.
You're right.
All right.
Well,
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. The whole
like I
time.
said, I'm not here. Max is going to stay behind, and then or have them beep her when they're placed, and she'll teleport in.
Okay. So we'll actually come back to y'all three as you get closer. One of the police officers go down and just say, "Hey, what are y'all doing here? Oh, there's a curfew out tonight, right?"
I flash him the winningest smile, a little sexier than it should be, with a little bit of lip bite, and I go, hey, "Is this where the?" I give him the address. I'm like, "I was told to bring my agent and be here tonight to sign some paperwork. Apparently, the mayor wants. Look, I don't understand it either, but I'm already running late. You know how it
Mr.
is."
Diedrich doesn't have a lot of time, officer.
All right, everybody roll bullshit.
And it begins.
Acting.
So
Yeah, he's not gonna roll it.
Yep. Okay. So you actually catch, the officer off guard. They're looking around. They're like, "I don't remember anyone ordering food. You order food? Anyone order food?" Yeah. You see them talking, and they're like, "Come over here. It's dangerous on the street. You're safer over here. Come over here real quick."
I follow him. I head on over and I put the hot dogs on the hood of one of the cars and just say, "No, we just got these while we were on our way over. We thought you boys might be hungry."
And they're confused. They're like, "What's happening here?" And some cops are walking around. It's like, "Anyone order food out here? Who'd still be delivering?" They're confused. One's, "What's in it?" There's those typical cops like, "What's in there? What's in the bag?"
We're not actually sure.
Yeah, one guy's like, "Chili dogs."
Oh hell!
I think most of them are, yeah. I think there's some mustard in there too.
And of course, you have a few cops. They're like, "Oh yeah, I've been out here forever. I'm starving." And of course, then you have one of the sergeants. "Whoa, whoa, hey, we gotta clear this." Yeah, and the bickering between them.
Yeah.
So
You sure this one's got
Yep.
crowd on it? What's yours?
yeah, so obviously Justice has them distracted. Hey, what do you do?
I just follow along.
All right, Art, do you do anything?
I follow Wade. I stick to Wade. I'm his service dog.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm his anti-anxiety dog.
But yeah, I follow along. But yeah, let's take a peek in these vehicles to the extent possible.
okay, while basically Justice is stealing the show, you're looking around. So all the cruisers, there's an officer inside at the driver's seat. As soon as they get the order, load up, mount up, and ride. You can't really look in the limousine itself because limousine windows, but you can tell there's a driver, and it is. They're not wearing a police uniform. They're not even really wearing a limousine driver chauffeur uniform. Some guy.
Really,
Yeah, some guy in there.
some guy.
You can't really tell. The SUVs, most of them have blacked out windows as well, so you can't really see who's in there. This is only temporary for them. As soon as they're ready to go, they're gone.
Again, reactive.
But you can tell that there's as a ratio of people to vehicles present. There are more vehicles than people.
There's definitely more of them inside.
Yep.
So that's what you're seeing right now. As you can tell, this is definitely what's the word I'm looking for here? This is definitely the security detail guarding the perimeter. There's definitely more at the handover. Welcome to the city. Please come this way.
Having absorbed that information, just glance over at Justice there and give a nod. We've learned what we can. We either go in or we leave.
I'm gonna try and head on in, like I'm supposed to be there.
A few officers are digging into the bag, like grabbing 2 or more. They're like, "Oh, there's a lot in here." "Yeah, but you can." And he kind of just go, "Hey, I'm gonna take these up to some of the other guys." He'll point at the cars, and you can tell people are focusing more on eating the chili dogs. Some of them are like, "Wow, these are great." They're not really paying much attention. You can just sneak over.
No one distracts like Gaston. No one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like there's a door you have to unlock. You can just slip into the opening.
Bye. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. 3 of y'all have successfully infiltrated. Keegan, what are you doing?
Cussing.
Oh, besides that.
Since my lockpick didn't work,
Shit.
we should actually just try the door, see if it works.
It's not locked.
Yeah, just
Wonder.
That'd probably be my luck. So what do you think?
at this point you're by yourself.
Yeah.
So you're just saying that to yourself.
Yeah. So I tug on the door, see if it does anything.
It actually gives way. It was not locked.
Damn it. And he goes.
Okay. So let me position it. We'll say
In position.
you're on this side since you went in the back end.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm actually hunting for Callahan.
Okay. Ooh, no, don't click that. Ooh, shit.
So I'm trying to stick to the service corridors and stuff to try to see if I can find out where everybody's at.
Okay. So we'll just say you come in that way. Try for my clicking. All right, now to drag this all the way down here. Okay, so big subway. The upper left is going to be Justice, Hayden, and Ark, and the bottom left is going to be Keegan.
All right.
So, yeah, you can see him.
Yeah, a bunch of folks.
Yep. So as you come in, like I said, it's one train. And you definitely see a lot of people sitting around. Some are law enforcement, some are unknowns. So for Keegan, you actually have more open line of sight than anyone else because you ain't got a train in the way. So you actually see the police commissioner and roll a perception check. I want to see if you see this person first. And for Hayden, Justice, and Ark, if y'all want to roll a perception check, you can. See what you can see. Okay. So we'll start with Keegan. So you're looking around, you see the police commissioner. You notice another figure nearby, and you're like, that looks very familiar, but you can't remember where. And all of a sudden it clicks. Ezekiel, the man that hired you originally.
Right.
Now,
John Stewart.
And of course, you see some what appear to be SWAT members coming down. Here comes the muscle. You can't really see if Callahan's among them, but the commissioner's there. That seems typical. And of course, you see a woman here, and she appears to be a representative of the public transportation system, the Metro Group. And there's definitely security for the VIP, and you see what appears to be possibly the VIP. For Justice and Hayden, Eric's not there, so he can't roll. You get a better look at the train than. Oh, hey, you're back. Hey, Eric, roll a perception check real quick. Okay. So, looking at the train, you can tell there's a few more individuals inside the train. But you get a good look at the driver's compartment, and there's over the train with a individual, his little door's open that separates him from the people riding, and there appear to be a few individuals keeping an eye on him. They're not cops, there's something else. Make sure the train stays, almost like keeping him hostage. It's hard to see through the windows to the crowd, but you can tell there's a big gathering of people. And cops and the security for the VIP. I'm going to ask a question for Keegan.
All right.
Do you keep your phone on vibrate?
Typically.
Okay. So all of a sudden you hear coming from your pocket.
Let's see if I sneak a peek at it.
Okay. You're getting a call from Callahan.
I'm a little busy at the moment.
So you just let it ring, go to voicemail?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just stick it back in stick it back in your pocket.
Yeah.
Looking. All of a sudden.
I'll see if I can duck back in the stairwell silently.
Okay. Make a stealth roll for that.
That's going to sweep the points.
He hasn't had to be sneaky for so long.
He never had a passing stealth roll. Even when he fell off that truck.
That really wasn't a failed stealth roll. That was a failed strength check.
Whoop.
Hey, okay. So you're able to dip back in the kind of out of the way and answer the phone.
Yeah. What's up, Harry?
Hey, Callahan's on the other end. He said, "Hey, okay, I found out where the meeting's at.
Yeah, me too.
It's at the Palace Hotel."
Uh-huh. I'm a detective, remember?
How could I forget? They're just telling us. So they're sending a few of us over there to go ahead and set a perimeter. But it's a penthouse. It's at the top floor. I'll meet you in the lobby and I'll take you up there. They're supposed to be meeting right now to go ahead and head over there.
I got you. Okay. I'll be there as quick as I can. I'm tied up at the moment, but I'll be there as fast as I can get there.
All right. And he just, hangs up.
All right. So this is the initials. We'll just follow them over there. So at least I was right.
You can't really tell what they're talking about, but you can tell they're just having almost like a little pre-negotiation to the negotiations. And eventually everyone kind of locks up and starts walking toward one of the exits.
As they're exiting, do we catch a better glimpse of them? Can we make out any individuals from our side?
So as they start getting past the train, you see what just looked like typical muscle. Okay, just wearing the tough guy stuff. There's definitely one that sticks out amongst them because he's wearing a cape. He's definitely extra.
I like him a lot. He's not afraid to throw in a little splash. This is a man after my own heart.
So,
wait till you see the fangs.
And there's another person walking next to him talking to him. And then you see the police. And of course, there's a trailing person walking behind. But they don't pay any mind. They just seem like more muscle. Kind of looking around, making sure it's like no one was watching where they just follow along. But the guy with the cape definitely sticks out to you. And that's about all on your end. Keegan, did you do anything as they're exiting?
All right. Area knowledge.
Okay.
Do I know, can I get back up and out there? You think I can get ahead of them if I go out and around, or am I stuck following them?
So you'd be able to get out without being seen by them. And if you're quick enough, you can get ahead of them.
Okay. So that's my thing, is I'm going to try to get ahead of them, meet up with Callahan.
You did a little sneaky get behind them just as Hayden and Art did we'll go in through the side door, not the main door, but the side door.
Yeah.
So they have a greater chance of being spotted, and they didn't really see you, so they have no idea that where you came in from or that you made it in at all.
And I never saw them because of the train.
Exactly.
So as I'm running up the steps, I'll send them a text or something that says, Palace is it. That's where they're going.
So who do you text?
Shaw.
Okay, you text Shaw. So Shaw, do you keep your phone on vibrate?
Yeah, I'm a teacher.
Okay, excellent. So you understand there, and all of a sudden it just says, "Hey, I'm heading back to the car." It's Martin, so it's almost like a paragraph. There's no shorthand.
So yeah, so it texts back. Do
Okay.
you think we need to introduce ourselves before they reach the palace?
I don't know.
So I'm just asking an opinion, and I also ask it of Justice and Ark here. I'm thinking that we don't know for sure that this guy actually knows that Max is a factor. So without actually using Max, we might want to introduce the concept to them.
Yeah, Max factor.
The Max factor.
To the max.
Basically, that entails going back up to the limo and waiting and seeing who shoves us out of the way or lets us speak. Okay, well, I don't get a response. Keegan's trying to figure out what the hell is he talking about. You guys don't have to do this, but that's my plan right now. I'm just going to go back up to the limo and wait there until somebody shoves me out of the way or lets me speak to this guy.
All right.
If he is a high enough vampire, he probably will recognize there's something a little off about us just by looking.
So I'm assuming y'all are trying to get ahead of the main column of people.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all book it, and you actually roll some decks, dexterity rolls. So Hayden and Ark, yeah, all right, yeah. So all three of you make it out there. Run back out there with the bag, and you actually make it in front of the head column, and no one really, hey, where were you? No one really notices. You're just standing there, holding your bag of chili dogs. So
I'll stand there next to the door, wait to open it for whoever shows up.
yeah, that's what you do. Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, someone walks up, like, for you.
You're a hard man to reach.
Just bow slightly, open the door, and say, "Is this the guy with the cape?"
No, it's one of the it's one of the security people. So who are you? Just
Again, I bow and open the door.
and you can tell he's the skillet of this guy, and he just whatever keeps walking, and eventually the hired muscle get out and do their thing. Then you notice, and then two individuals come out, and one of them just a bit taller than the rest, but dressed a little bit nicer. He's definitely not muscle. He's definitely not security. He's a bit different, has a different way of walking. All of a sudden, here comes guy with the cape, and he is extra.
Oh my God. Kyle, are you sure about that?
Yeah, but to him, he's stylish. Bonus points
Oh
to
my
whoever can
God.
recognize that actor.
I am straight
mean-
from Transylvania. Yeah, that's right.
That's Luke Skywalker there from
Yep.
it's
Yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Hamill from
What we do in the
What We
shadow.
Do in the Shadows.
I just immediately thought of that character when thinking
He's
of this guy.
fantastic, yes.
Yes, he is. And he's just extra. When they come out, he actually pulls the cape a little close to make sure he gets through the end of the exit, and then he wants people to know who he
Harsh.
is.
I am here.
This guy comes out and he just looks at everyone standing there and he just goes, and he looks at you and he goes, "You smell different."
And then Hayden bows again with deep respect. With deep respect, sir, may we speak before you make your journey?
And he's actually caught off guard by that. If someone would address him personally. And he's actually entertained by it. He just goes, "I will allow this."
Look over at Ark and Justice and indicate the limo. And by all means, your bodyguard is welcome. There is no excluding them.
And he says, "That is fine with me." He points to the individual that's walking with him and says, "Take the others and the other limo. I shall ride with them myself." And you can tell in the other individual there's a bit of concern, but
Mhm.
you're not going to argue with this guy. He's wearing a cape.
That's right. He's got the cape.
Never argue with a man in a cape.
So he
Actually, let him get in the limo. Don't hold the door for him.
Yeah,
Show
that's actually
deference.
what you kind of like elbow Justice, like, get the door.
I don't know how to open a door.
Yeah, it's like normally people like you
people
hold these open for me.
While we're arguing about it, meanwhile, Ark has gone. Ark, I got the door.
Yeah, he grabs hold of the handle and he's stuck. He's just kind of hanging there.
Tail wagging. Come on, get me loose.
What a strange dog. As y'all are arguing about it, he actually just opens it. He actually takes the cape and tucks it in and gets inside. And
We get inside with him. Clearly, we're no threat to him. He's kind of correctly sized us up, I think. But begin by saying, am I incorrect in thinking that you are here to determine the truth of events concerning the prince?
so he's actually sitting, by the driver window, and he went before he sat down. He actually popped the cape up so he doesn't sit on it.
Uh-huh.
And he's across. He's just like this. What is happening here? Interesting.
Sir, we have evidence that a specific member of the, what do they call themselves? Clan? Family? the vampires here, anyway, is responsible for the prince's death and demise. And the problem is that evidence is delicate, and we're concerned for their safety if should they present themselves too early.
So when you say you actually have a witness, he tries not to betray a little bit of excitement. He's trying to, that poker face.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes, "It is so interesting to meet someone such as yourself interested in our affairs. The demise of Prince Medor was tragic."
And she was a formidable woman, yes.
"Sure, we can call her that." He goes, "Sir Anne Windor lived a good life, if you could say live. But this witness, is it just their word? Is there physical evidence as well? This is a delicate matter."
It is. And there is.
And once again, he just brings his hands up like this and goes, "Wait a minute. It all makes sense now. You're that kid from Disney."
Guilty as charged.
"My goodness.
I bet you're just delicious.
Love to taste you. Maybe another day."
Ground.
I get that a lot. I should warn you, it's just lavender and cinnamon.
Hayden looks over at him at that point. What? Never mind.
I have to find out where you get your capes. Those look authentic and perfect.
"They are authentic, but I'll give you my tailor's name. Quite good. Known him and his family for generations. What's your blood type, by the way?"
You
Don't
know,
answer that.
I'm not sure, but I've been told I should be positive.
Oh, boy.
He still has it. We'll figure that out later. He kind of turns back to Hayden. He's,
And Hayden's jaw is just got. What? Okay.
but he kind of looks at you, and in a very serious tone, he's just, "But you have, it seems like a more ancient bloodline. Am I wrong in that guess?"
Hayden leans back and wishes he could be hiding on the floor. Perhaps, sir, perhaps.
And he seems disappointed you won't engage him in his little word games like Justice did. So he's just, no matter.
Come on, please play.
Yeah, pretty much. This is probably the most entertainment he's had in millennium. So he kind of resumes business. He goes, "You say you have a witness and you speak of their credibility. In this matter, I can't ignore that. If it helps the clan, we will protect her from those responsible for the murder of Prince Windor." It's like,
That's all I ask.
and he sits there and he rubs his hands together, almost like he's interested in how this is going to play out. He goes, "You can ride with me and tell your people where to meet us. We'll make sure you meet them and we'll escort them to the proceedings. There will be food and refreshments."
He glances over at Justice again. Yeah, you better watch yourself, kid.
I do my own stunts.
But that's his offer. Y'all can ride with him, and they'll meet Max and escort her up.
Beep, 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 beep. So, yeah. Call Keegan so Keegan gets
Yeah, Keegan's over by the car with Max, and he's going off in his pocket.
You guys, you okay?
Yeah, we're talking to the Count.
And he actually says, "It's Baron. Baron."
The Baron.
Baron.
He's fantastic. You got to meet this guy.
Yeah, he's like trying to grab the phone.
Mine.
Not speaker.
Not speaker.
Okay, fine. Yes. And fill them in on what we've discussed here.
Oh,
Not the lavender part. Definitely not the lavender part. No.
Oh, I see. I'll be happy to meet him as well. Callahan's already got me a place secured at the table.
So, Max?
And I'll meet you there.
Would you care to join us here? Would you like to ride with the count?
Yes, hold on 1 second.
And I'm taking Chuck here. We'll meet you there.
Sorry,
Knock on the door. Move like 5 feet to the left to whoever's out there, because
Did y'all bring the bag of chili dogs?
No, we left that with the cops.
Okay. Yeah.
bring food.
Yeah, you actually see the cops are still eating out of the bag.
watching
Some of
all
them
this, like, what the heck?
Some of them are actually acting very odd as they're eating them.
I
Whoa,
don't feel like
man.
chasing anybody anymore.
We didn't know we got those chili dogs.
Everything's so green.
Max,
So Max, as you're crossing the road, do a perception check. Okay. It was for Max.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? You can do one too, because you'd be out there. You'd probably watch to make sure she got to the limo.
You're right. Call.
Yeah. So if you see how across the street where Max is heading, Max, you see this too. There's cops eating what appears to be chili dogs. Some are freaking out, but most everyone else is already loaded up in their vehicles or lining up. And there's not really much traffic on the streets. Like I said, the city's locked down. Not really much is moving. But Max, as you're crossing the road, you see out the corner of your eyes the silhouette of several vehicles. No headlights on anything, but they're not moving at you, but they're doing what you and Keegan were doing.
Yeah, she's going to start casting spells.
Okay.
Blur. So that if somebody does try to shoot at her, they are going to have a harder time hitting.
Gotcha.
I mean, yes, they're all pickup trucks.
There's one pickup truck, but the rest seem like coupes and town cars.
I got you. Nondescript stuff.
Yeah, just trying to not stick out.
Yeah. And in doing so, they are.
Yeah, especially with what's going on right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's probably the preacher boy. So Martin's gearing up for that.
So after you're done casting that spell, it's night. There are street lights, and you actually, what you've done, looking closely, you see what looks like reflective glass, light passing over glass, so that reflection,
right?
A little bit. It's small. It's not large, but small enough it catches your eye as it happens.
What am I looking at? I'm sorry.
Run, Max, run.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have a map for this. So you're crossing the street, you're heading straight, it's to the right. You came from the left, so it'd be.
I make a right angle turn and be not where I would have been.
Start trying to zigzag.
Yes.
Okay, most of the cops over there see this happen. They're like, "What are you doing?"
A new dance move.
So one of them actually comes out there to try and talk to you, and all of a sudden you just see him get hit. Then you hear a gunshot.
Give me 1/2 second. If I hear it before it goes off, I can attempt to. Yeah.
So he was hit before you heard it.
Ouch.
And he goes down hard, screams. One of the other cops just goes, get a cover, get a cover. Other people are calling up. You hear some of the cars just immediately turn on.
She raises her hands and continues dancing, trying to get out of the way.
Okay. So with your hands, are you like holding out? You holding up like I'm an innocent? Or...
Yeah, I'm innocent. I'm running away.
Okay.
That's very good.
So are you running toward the limousine, the cops, or are you running back to keep?
I'm running towards the limousine. Where am I supposed to be going?
You're supposed to be going towards the limousine.
Yes, then I head towards the limousine.
Okay. So for Justice, Max, and Hayden, you're just sitting in the limo and you actually see the little driver window roll down. And the driver says, "Forgive me, Baron, but a situation is happening. We may have to leave now." And he just rolls it up.
The gunshot?
It'd be hard. This seems almost like an armored limo. You can't really hear what's going on outside.
Yeah, okay.
So
can I see the inside of the limo?
No, they have that privacy glass. Almost looks like it would protect against UV light. Very dark. You're running toward them. At this point, most of the other cops that were still staying outside are now behind the cruisers. One is trying to talk to the guy that just got shot. He's screaming. They're trying to get to him. As you're running, it almost seems like something just whizzes past you. Then another.
Done.
Yeah.
And she casts her missile shield.
So for Hayden,
Should have done it
Justice and Max, you just see the Baron just sitting there, just doing this with his fingers. Okay.
Can she see where the shots are coming from?
If you stand still.
She's going to stand still.
All right, roll a perception check. Perfect. Okay, so you just stop in the street, hands still up in the air, and you look back toward those cars, and you see that this little reflection from glass, and you can't really see anything. You almost seem like looks like a little bit, almost like a little bit of fire. Then something just it's coming at you, and then deflected away, and then you hear the. That's definitely coming from those cars, and it looks like it's coming from a truck.
Okay, she goes 3 and starts pointing at the truck.
While you're doing that, you hear it again. You hear another one go.
1.
They're really trying to get you. Okay, so
Hold on 1 second, and there.
okay, yeah, but rays of light, erupt from you. Speed at this truck. Goes through the windshield, out the back. And you see something get hit and ignite and blown off the back end of the truck and into the street. It illuminates that. And at this point, you start seeing headlights turn on from the end of the street.
She turns around and says, "Limo. I'm going to the limo," and goes to the limo.
Okay, so
do you see that light show? Yeah.
So you can see.
It wasn't silent either.
Yeah, you hear something. And 3 lines, they look very dim, but 3 lines go flying down the road, and you can tell they're leaving some sort of reflection as they go.
Wow.
And all of a sudden you hear, that's Max.
Okay, let Max in. But Hayden's going to get out.
Okay.
Talk to that gentleman there, Max.
So you get out. So, I'm assuming you're going to shut the door behind you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming you're trying to either help with the police that are dealing with the situation, or you're prepping a defense in case these cars come at you.
Ching, ching, ching. Bring it.
Okay. I'm going to make this cinematic as I can. The door closes behind you. Some music's playing in your head. Yeah. Yeah. And you're walking down the street. And I could play that, but I think that it's not serious. It's meant to be funny. So I won't do it. Played Nick Rivers skeet surfing.
Yeah.
No, it's this. Fuck it, I'm gonna play it. It's playing as he's walking out. Enough of that. You may get copyright on there. You may get copyrighted. You got cool guy music playing in your head as you're walking down the street. So Keegan is singing this the whole time, going, "No, get back in the car." Because for Keegan, you're seeing all the police cruisers. Everyone's starting to turn on. They're getting ready to just go. Just get them out. Whoever, leave some people to deal with that. So you're walking, Hayden. One cop's pulling the guy that got shot back. He's trying to help him out. Get on the street. You see the cars. Yeah, they all kind of start heading toward you. You start walking toward them.
I have a new trick that we're about to use here, and that is super jump.
Okay.
They haven't seen me use it yet. So I see those cars pulling out from where the explosion was, and presumably that's the rest of the fire team that's against us.
Mm-hmm.
So start breaking out into a run, and when I get reasonably close, super jump, and it's a distance of about 40 feet.
Okay.
and start breathing down on them and throwing grenades as I pass overhead.
Okay.
What was that about Michael Bay?
As you get close enough, yeah, you start seeing muzzle flashes come from the cars. They start shooting at you. But at this point, it's too late for them.
I, for one, am shocked at this unforeseeable turn of events.
Don't you believe it?
Just for laughs. So, let's see. Let's just do this. Where's my cars at? I have to make a map for this. We can't just talk this shit. Hell no. Where's my damn car? Perfect. Oh, any of these will do. All right. This is all happening. Hayden's doing the last stand for Max, Justice, and Ark. The limo actually pulls off.
But Shaw.
Baron von Hatzberg goes, I think he can handle himself.
Yeah.
So
probably.
Here, we'll do this. These are our bad guy cars. Cool beans.
He does his own stunts too.
Yes, he does his own stunts too.
It does his own stunts. That's the first time you've seen Ark actually talk to you.
Huh. Is that the dog?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good animatronic.
Dude.
Where's the handler? I look around for the guy who's got the remote. I haven't seen him yet. This is impressive.
Oh my gosh, there are a lot of cars.
I gotta be like Michael Bay. What would he do? Too much? Gotcha. Over the top. Absolutely. Let's do it. All right.
That's right.
Yeah, soon to be dead guy number 1. Soon to be dead guy number 2. All right. So that's what you're looking at.
And they're beginning to speed up down the highway.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Like I say, 40 feet. As I'm jumping at them, they're closing at me. So they'll have passed beneath me by the time I land.
Mm-hmm.
And just start throwing grenades and breathing. I might end up actually landing near one of these two, and they're the ones that are going to get most of the dragon breath.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, there it is. All right. So grenades.
All right.
And I pulled 4.
All right. And
dragon breath.
And I guess just do a normal dex roll for those grenades. See if you actually chucked them.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll do.
Yeah.
Breath. Okay. And we'll just, I guess, denote which. Okay.
Close supplies and.
Here we go. All right. So you start chucking grenades. So
and that's aiming the breath.
All right. Sweet. That works. So go ahead and move your jump to where it was going to be. So wherever
Let's
you.
40 feet it was. So that's where I end up landing.
Okay.
And I will do my thing. Right up there.
All right. So chuck grenades, and you're jumping. They're going wide, but it's a grenade. They have this cool thing called area of effect. So you don't have to be spot on, luckily enough. So first car gets hit, flips over, and
we got the animated fire.
Yeah, we're gonna do the animated fire.
Woo.
Next car.
Fancy.
Yeah, next car. Grenade lands underneath it. It flips, crashes into this building. It too blows up, and the car's coming right at you. Explosion, boom! Get out of here. It catches fire as it rolls off. Same thing with this. It was coming at you, gets real close, and boom! You're just standing there. These 2 cars bear down on you. That's when you start doing what you best. You start breathing fire at them, and as they get closer, they actually come to this tires start bursting, and they actually, as they catch fire, they avoid you, just like in a Michael Bay film. And eventually, they crash. One-man army, literally. Well, actually.
So he sees all that happening and then pulls out the phone. Yeah, I'll meet you guys at the motel.
You guys want some Subway sandwiches? You just stand there all proud and happy of the destruction. So,
I don't get to do this often as a chemistry teacher. smaller scale.
So, you kind of survey. Man, I do good work.
This was a good
I don't
day.
get to do this often.
That's right.
Today was a good day. So, as you go to walk out, you actually hear someone actually coughing and getting out of one of the vehicles. We'll say you're about there. No, do it right. And you see a familiar face climb out of one of the vehicles. And he is still smoking as he gets out, and he's unarmed. And he looks at you and he goes, "You foul demon of fire and brimstone. Why won't you let us purify you?
You're not from around here, are you?
What gave it away?"
The fact that you're not on fire.
He laughs. He's like, "No, that is my divine protection from the holy fire."
Oh, he's Methodist.
Yeah.
Zoom in on him. He looks like Methodist.
He's something else, yeah.
He does.
He's
Sure,
pretty
he
there.
looks like it.
Yeah, I mean, with
So
all the candles, they don't think they can burn.
so call Keegan up on the phone again. Scratch that. Looks like maybe a little delayed.
Need a lift?
You get a load of this guy.
Give me a minute.
Looks like Keegan's going to come and join the party.
Yeah.
All right.
Sir, what exactly is your goal here?
He actually starts kind of limping. He went toward the middle of the street, and he's getting, rest of whatever the sparks burning him are. Straightens up and, fixes his hat and says, "It's rare for someone of my status to speak to a unholy demon like you, but my name is Reverend Billy Ray Collins."
Sword of Joshua, Independent Pentecostal Assembly, just off State Road 23 on the frontage road.
He looks as like, "And I have been sent here by God to purify this city."
Well, admittedly, the city could use a little purification, but I don't think of your sort.
My kind is the only one willing to do what is necessary. But you and your friends deal with mutants, abominations.
Again, I was a little surprised to learn that they were real just not long ago. But not all of them are quite as unholy as you would make them out to be.
Their blood is tainted. And the only thing that can save them is the purifying fire of God.
Explain it to me. And at this point, I'm just stalling for time, trying to let them get away.
Just sitting on the tailgate on the burning
I'll
car.
find a bumper and just let him preach at me. Explain it to me, really. What about, does God truly have such hatred for these beings? So we'll try to go into doctrine.
So he's one of those typical, I'm set in my ways, fire and brimstone type
Once you
people.
get through this soliloquy, this green car's gonna come in, just knock him back into the car he crawled out of, and open the door and let Shaw in. That's what the combat driving role was for.
All right, perfect. Love it. Okay, so let me move people.
Squeal of tires, thump.
So actually,
Well, that was unexpected.
Once again, okay. So you're asking why he's trying to do this, and he's playing this in his own corrupt way. He says, "It is not just God's will, but our will to ensure that this world is free of the evil that walks among us in the shadows. It's like those bloodsuckers are an abomination and should not exist. They are a plague."
But what of the evil that walks among us in plain daylight?
They will have their judgment.
You mean you will have your judgment? So you're willing to admit that at least that much, that your day before God will come and you may not be found up to the standards that you seem to believe that you are.
And he actually has this really big, thick, leather bound, I could only assume King James Version, large print book. Like it's huge. And he goes, "I read this every day after I fulfill my work. Hope that's enough."
Sir, do you know the history of the St. James Bible? I happen to know quite a bit about history, and he just begins rattling it off. It's not the original text. It's been translated 3 or 4 times, at least once, by a cadre of kings that had their own interest in mind. And he goes on and on.
And
Meanwhile, we're waiting for Keegan.
yeah. So Keegan, the whole flashes Keegan. So he gets mad. He goes, "I'm full of Christ's love," and he throws the Bible at you. It's a thick book. It's thick.
Yeah, it hurt.
So you just made him madder. He just goes, "How dare you judge me?"
Book him, you know.
It is not me that judges you. It's God. Bam.
And yeah.
That
And all of a
was
sudden you
perfect
hear, womp womp.
It's not me that judges you. It's the DMV. Whoop.
Yeah.
And there he goes. And he goes flying into this car.
No, sir, that's going to be a big parking ticket for you. Yeah.
And there's an even bigger explosion.
There you go. And I
right,
lean out the window and say, "Go with God. Hey, you coming?"
Yeah. I take his Bible with me.
Okay.
He threw it at me. It's mine now.
Hey.
So he stands back up and says, "Oh God," put himself out.
Holy water does wonders for that. Come on, let's go.
I'm in. Let's go. Yeah, slammed it.
You do a quick U-turn and drive off, and he's just like running in the street on fire.
Yeah, we really got him mad now.
Kagan just goes, "So what happened?"
A few grenades, some dragon breath, the normal thing.
I can't leave you alone for nothing. I've been a bad influence on you. I can tell.
That's it? You just use that much?
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to meet at the hotel.
But Keegan explains that, the convoy left.
Yeah.
While he was taking care of business.
And tell Keegan, what we learned from the Duke or the Count or the Baron. That guy. Larky. That guy.
Liberace.
Cape, he's wearing flare. Pieces of puzzle come together.
And hopefully Max is filling him in, and Justice is keeping him entertained. His arc is just going, what the hell?
Then Hayden goes, "Oh God, Justice is entertaining him." What?
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Hopefully this guy and I get along great because Justice loves him.
Yes.
This is how Justice wants to be when he's 30. Just how old he assumes this guy is. Because that's as old as Justice can really imagine.
So you like card tricks? You know what you should have said after hitting the preacher? You should have gone, "That's what I call the Lord's work."
Yeah. Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I was thinking about the way you set up that scene after Keegan rolled down the window. The music picks up again, as it was the Western showdown that we had. So, yeah.
So it's not only God that never dies. 8-track.
8-track never dies. Listen, but you're going to have a limp.
Hey, Hard Butterfly on 8-track. Nothing else sounds any better than that.
Yeah, the car starts playing "War Machine" by Kiss.
Yeah.
I'm a war machine. No, it plays "God of Thunder." That'd be more appropriate.
Yeah.
All the shock and awe that just happened. I've never made a map so quickly. As soon as you said what he's doing, I can't. We can't just talk this. There's hell no.
It's playing "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor." No one knows how we found that on 8-track.
Magic. Oh God.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I couldn't think of any other better name for that radical inquisitor than Reverend Billy Ray Collins.
It works.
I'm sorry.
It works well.
Because it's that ignorant type person.
Remember, it's time for you to turn so you don't
burn. Yeah, exactly. How ironic.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a spot-on name.
Yeah.
It from John Boy and Billy.
Yeah, it's oh my God. It's such a funny character. He doesn't talk like that.
Yeah, he's definitely North Carolinian.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's definitely worth the look. Just type in Reverend Billy Ray Collins on YouTube. You'll find the skits. They're just hilarious.
Oh, are they sketches?
Yeah, the John Boy and Billy sketches.
It's a radio show.
What's his name?
Reverend Billy Ray Collins. Hello, y'all in radio land.
Yeah.
So it kind of sounds. I can't do it good enough. Cartoon homosexuals exposed. Like,
Yeah.
that's one of the skits is supposed to be a revival, and that's the topic.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's worth a giggle when the show's over.
Oh yeah, it's.
No, I'm looking at the collection now. These are fantastic.
Yeah.
There's like
Haunted
a
houses,
Yeah.
on cartoons,
The haunted house was pretty
on
good, too.
lyrics, on homosexuals.
Yeah.
It's Homer sexuals. Oh, it's a good listen to. God.
Oh, the haunted house was good too. So it's scaring you straight. The finale is the woman that works outside the home.
She wears a pantsuit and gets her hair cut. Ooh. And here's a grown man that's one of those hippie types. Long hair and all. That's so good. Now I'm gonna have to watch them because it's gonna be playing through my head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh me, that's almost 10:30. I think that's where we'll leave off for a pretty good climax for an episode.
There we go. We'll have Panic at the Palace next time.
That's it.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thank you, Mr. Peg. That was fun. That was
That
good.
was fun. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
I think that brings us full circle to Mac, doesn't it?
I believe that'll make me next week. Yes, sir.
It would be, yeah, let's go and do Mac
Right,
next week.
yeah.
It would, yeah.
Unless somebody else is dying to run.
I want to see.
Yeah.
I
wanna see
wouldn't
what
say
we
I'm
got.
dying, but
The next one up is Traveler. But as I say, yeah, let's let you do your thing, because I think I've heard almost every week everybody's tweaking their characters and poking and prodding. Now we actually get to see what sort of hell we have to face.
Oh yeah, I like this kind of campaign. I think it'll be a lot of fun. All right, cool. Then I'll be ready to run next week.
All right. Yeah.
sounds
Excellent.
All right, then I'm gonna go get some dinner. I'm hungry.
Hot dogs, right? Chili
Chili
dogs.
dogs. I gotta go get some
That's
chili dogs.
right.
Yeah, get some Sonic chili dogs. Get a foot long.
All right, guys.
All
I'll
right.
talk to you later.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
Some of the
It was.
best moments in this game is just off the cuff improv.
It's the way it always is. That's the way Martin does, and everybody else is getting pretty good at it too. So everybody's starting to fall into their characters very well. Second season of Star Trek.
Yeah. Oh yeah. As soon as I saw the combat drive, I already know what he's gonna do. I already had the car lined up to scale.
Yeah.
On my end, I'm like, I already know what he's gonna do. This is perfect. I was watching the recording so I could, because normally I just move stuff really quick. So I want to make it like, there's the impact. Here's him flying. Here's him exploding more.
All right.
The body count slowly rises.
Yeah.
First
Or
Gabriel,
fast.
now this guy.
I'm halfway. I'm not halfway. I'm really expecting to see Gabriel again. More pissed than ever. But what I'd like to see is the Reverend and Gabriel meet. And that ought to be interesting.
Yeah, and just
Perfect.
both as soon as the elevator opens, they just did a dynamic team up. They look at you, it's just on. They don't care about anyone else.
Like, oh no, come on! Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I may write that up now. I may make it a what was that movie? Smoking Aces moment, where it just all comes to a head. All the different parties meet and all hell breaks loose.
You know, that pans over to like the side. Martin sitting on the hood of the Chevelle, got 3D glasses on, eating popcorn by the fifth.
That's a really good close up of Hayden Shaw. Shit. Oh goodness. This game's definitely become better than I was hoping for, because I was just like, oh, it's just gonna be one of those find next clues. Oh hell no, this is just a trip. I'm loving it. Let's blow more shit up. Hell yeah. I got the animation for it now. They'll make this shit look good.
Yeah.
Just like a Michael Bay
The
movie.
fire is fantastic. It is.
That was worth the $6.
Yeah.
I even bought animated Rain. I was like, I'll go. I think I bought more for this one than I did for when I just first started making my own maps.
Oh yeah, good deal. Good deal.
I
Well,
enjoyed
gents, I'm gonna wander off. Y'all have a good one. Thanks again.
Yeah.
that. Be well.
Until next time.
All right. It was fun.
Oh my gosh, that turned out better than I thought.
But I knew I was already planning on trying to drive out there and pick him up. But I'm like, oh, I got to do this. saying, but I'm sure it's shit.
Well, he's got him standing in the middle of the road. I lining it up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I was like, saw the roll, I'm like, oh hell yes, he made it too. This is gonna be great. That's just one of those things. I just find it so entertaining as a DM because you want to have good feelings and stuff and last, but I'm like, some of these moments, just oh, I gotta give it to him. I gotta let this happen. This is
Yeah.
it's too good of an opportunity to pass up.
Y'all have a nice night.
But that's what's really cool about the dynamic of this is Martin kind of gets us into stuff and they get us out.
Oh yeah.
Everybody gets their turn. I was afraid Martin was going to overshadow a lot of stuff, but you've done a good job of balancing it for everybody, and I'm proud of that. I'm just providing exposition.
Yeah. For my third game I'm running, I think I'm definitely hitting my stride and what my niche is.
Yeah.
Because this is my second one of making the maps and actually having complete control over it. But I don't know, I just find it entertaining. That's definitely a great group to work with because no one's afraid to let the crazy ideas out, or what I call them, game of heroes.
We're all old diehard gamers. We've done things.
Oh yeah,
and we like pushing the envelope just a little bit.
Yeah, I remember the first groups I played with, and everyone was just so like timid and afraid to do something crazy. It's like my character, and it's just nope. This is what I do.
So I said, Martin, I don't have to think with him. I can do my usual off the cuff and play him. I've played him so long. He's a very lot like me.
Yeah.
With his sensibilities, like he knows he's in over his head. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Go there.
This is why I wanted to do this campaign, just because how much you talked about Keegan and all the funny moments you had and all the different versions and variations. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, let's bring him in here. Let's do modern. I think it's good to have the variation we're having too in our games. I think that's really helping out too.
So it's been a lot of fun. I've gotten Eric's bits that he gave me to rebuild Vader here, and
hey, there you go.
We ordered the solid state drive and the rest of the RAM this morning. So
nice.
I'm going to try to spend my spare time this week trying to get files crammed down so I can slick it, save all my files.
Yeah, there you go.
And dump everything over to the external, then install a new thing, copy everything off of the existing drive onto the solid state because it's a terabyte, same thing. And then I'll make this one a slave and just use it to dump pictures in.
Yeah, that's good. I was worried about my internet, but actually I wasn't doing too bad.
There's a couple of burps I had, but it went rather well. There was one point right in the middle of dude's soliloquy that it kind of cut out for more than 2 or 3 words. But most time it was just a garbled syllable.
Yeah.
And a sizable gap. So I didn't have a real bad lag pretty much all night. Some of my rolls did, but I'd hit it and it'd be a good count of 5 before it showed up. But
yeah, that's how it always is. All the rolls I can tell were coming in on a delay on my end because I'd hear the ding first.
Yeah.
Through the chat, and then there they are. Yeah. I always knew. I definitely need that DM shirt from the store. I'm looking at that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually need a sweatshirt. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I actually went looking for the site. I've been meaning to, and every time I forget because.
But the black one is the original classic.
Yeah, I was saying that. I was looking at that. I like the PC and NPC shirt.
Yeah. NPC has to be red. That's the only option.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we all need DM shirts so we can wear it on our night. But
yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be a great idea. Actually, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, Matt has done that time or two, and he was DMing while you were gone. He had it on. You ordered him one.
There you go. Yeah, I ordered one for myself.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I did it. Why it came out the way it did, but mine's like $2 higher because I chose a different T-shirt. It's the same shirt, but from a different printer or something. It didn't work like everybody else's. I thought I was doing the same thing, but
Yeah, it's nice to see the shop, yeah, or the site, not just the shop, but everything up and running, and it's looking good.
yeah. Oh, Logan's actually been keeping up with our numbers on Twitch and everything else.
There
When he
you
was
go.
in last week, he gave Matt a report on what all the numbers were. Matt was really, he starts looking it up too. He says, "Wow, you're watching all this."
It's awesome. Yeah, it's just I get his subscribe to the YouTube channel, so I'll see all that stuff. So occasionally I'll see his updates, and it'll be like, I need to find the site.
Yeah.
I could read up on everything, and I was sad when he was doing the LLC. I was indisposed, but I'm glad it's up, and
Oh, yeah.
he's getting it out there. That's all it takes. One little thing.
Well, like I said, they're just trying to get paid to play. And
Yeah, I know.
got some of the extended guys I don't ever see very much.
Mm-hmm.
It's just our 5 guys we typically see here on Stowe now. We used to get, and actually it's the same group I had on Stowe. These are about the same people when I was on Nat when we first started. They've tried to get me on several things, but I do better in the sci-fi ones than I do in the fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
And I will admit, Vader here's been starting to get just a little bit where it can't keep up with stuff because I mean it's 10 years old.
Yeah.
It was kind of state of the art then, but we've come a ways since then.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Just, now that I have veteran status, maybe I'll make T-shirts and coffee and a
Yeah.
YouTube channel myself, like so many others do.
I'd say, I mean, you put some stuff up there.
Yeah.
I've still got more ideas in the pipe, but
Yeah.
I have time to do it.
I know that's how I'm too. I'd love to start drawing again and animating. I'd love to make some animations for the story so far because I have it's Oliver's, but I bought it for him, so it's mine. The electronic drawing pad.
Yeah.
He wants. Oh my God! He's. Can we get this? I'm like, if you get a job, it's fancy as it gets. It's a tablet that literally they sit it and will draw on it. You can see everything you're doing, and it's sending it to the monitor as you go, and you can do your tweaks from the monitor or from the tablet. It's huge. It's almost like your easel.
Yeah.
He's like, we get this, and it's like the price tag's $5,000.
But
just
be well, and I'll see you Monday.
Yep.
I'll go.
Same to you.
I'll piddle longer, and I won't put it to bed.
Yeah, I'm probably going to turn on the Xbox to see what's happening on the Destiny 2, and
there you go.
Pass out.
We'll catch you
My
later.
favorite pastime.
Yeah.
You too. Good night, you.
Bye.
See you.